This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, my name is Tracy James, and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are, well, off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, Sean Archer joins me in discussing the perplexing Godzilla from 1998 and The Golden Child. Welcome!
I would say perplexing Golden Child too.
As well? Both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
It blew my mind, this movie.
I have to admit, I have not taken this many notes in a very long time.
Yep.
And both of these movies, every 3 seconds, I was just like, this what? Writing it to what?
Yeah.
And then I was like, so I've been staying at my mom's. And so she's like, oh, I'll sit and watch it with you. Bad decision. And every 2 seconds, I would be turning around, flailing my arms at her, like, what the hell? It's fine.
This was the first time I've actually taken notes. And yeah, it's just because I watched Godzilla first. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to forget some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So and then Golden Child, I have so many notes.
Okay. So I'm glad to say we recorded, we both viewed these in the same order, which is great. I kind of wish I waited until yesterday to watch them, because I watched them all the way on Monday, which we're recording on a Friday. So a whole 4 days ago. And now I'm just I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I must have forgotten something. I must have forgotten something by now, because every second of that movie is why? What?
This is Godzilla.
Why?
Right? Talking about Godzilla?
Yes, Godzilla. Okay. And Golden Child at least has some parts where you're just like, oh, okay. Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, they're fighting. Yay. But there's still also a lot of parts where you're just like, wait, what? Okay, sure. What else?
I was very, not confused. I was just really surprised at some of the stuff on Golden Child.
A lot of that stuff you are not getting away with right now. So
no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we are very into talking about these two movies. So let's just get started. I guess we're going to start
Which one first?
We're going to start with Godzilla.
Okay.
We're just going to do it. The Roland Emmerich quote unquote masterpiece from 1998 starring Matthew Broderick. Oh my God. I want to disclaim this because I don't remember buying this, but I wouldn't put it against myself to buy this. Mm-hmm. But there are quite a few movies in my collection which are technically hand-me-downs from my brother, because he bought a couple and he was like, here, have them, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll just add them to whatever. And after watching this, I am surprised I said A, yes, and B, kept it.
Well, you love monster movies as much as I do. And
I do.
Did you I remember seeing this in theaters when it came out, and I was very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember leaving disappointed, but I still kind of like parts of the movie.
Yeah, I remember being like, what the hell? Especially end of the movie, being like, what the hell? But I don't remember it being so horribly bad.
Mm-hmm.
There is bad movies and they're so bad it's good, and then they're just confusing question marks for a 2 hour. This is over 2 hours, 2 hours.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole movie is a giant question mark to me. Who said any of this was good? Who okayed this? Who was just yeah, sure, put it out there? Because my God, people, take the hit after you see the cut of this movie. Take the hit and just burn it. Let it die.
I will admit, I kind of enjoyed the first 30 or 40 minutes of the movie. Before you see Godzilla, before the fish trap where it steps out from behind a building and it looks like a dinosaur. Looks nothing like Godzilla. I mean, not nothing, but the design of it is awful.
The design of it is horrible. Yes.
But before you see it head to toe, when it comes out of the water, kills that fisherman, starts stepping on trucks and stuff, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. The first couple attacks of the boats, I was like, okay, you don't see much, but I'm enjoying this.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy a lot of the stuff is practical.
Yes, quite a bit of the stuff is
or its models, which I was like, yes, it gave me Independence Day vibes.
Yes. Yeah, that I must admit, like the parts that were practical actually aged really well.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like, oh, that looks really cool. I can understand. I remember the trailer, like the part where like the Bigfoot just like steps down, and you're like, oh, everybody's running. Like
yeah.
that part still looks great.
The scene where the guy is in the truck with his Walkman on, and then all of a sudden the truck's shaking, and it's because he's stuck on Godzilla's back or something, and then he has to hang from the door, and he
Yeah,
falls to
and
his
falls
death,
out.
and then you see the truck fall. I was like, this is really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot about this stuff.
Yeah,
but then
they spent good money on this movie.
Oh, Roland Emmerich movies have huge budgets.
Yeah.
$200 million.
And apparently it's clear to say money doesn't make it good. I'm just gonna say that.
The movie's not funny. Everything after Godzilla, like not everything, but most things after you see him head to toe, I did not enjoy.
Nope.
Madison Square Garden is like half an hour long. That shit's awful. Little baby
so bad.
looks so bad. Oh God.
Everything about the movie is horrible. I'm actually surprised you enjoyed the first half because, like, even from the opening credits when they had like the found footage, but for some reason there's like found footage of the lizards and their their eggs, and you're just like, wait, who's filming this part? Like, what is? Is this just taken from like a nature documentary? Is Attenborough going to like step in and be like, and we see the lizards trying to cover their eggs, but the atomic explosion in the background confuses them. What are you doing with this? Like, it's crazy.
But like eventually, like the first the fishing boat they attacked, or I guess the Chinese fishing back. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And then you actually see the boat wash up on shore, and it's an actual boat. They put a claw mark into. Like, okay, this is kind of neat. Like, because now that would be CGI.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about it. Like, they tried their best to use as little CGI as possible. That was clear. And I think, helped is a strong word, but I think it may have helped a little bit. If everything around it wasn't so bad.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, most Godzilla movies, I don't care about the people. This one especially, like, no one's interesting. Matthew Broderick is so boring in this movie. Like his longtime his lover from college screws him over, and he's supposed to be angry. He's not. Like, he doesn't show any anger. He's so wooden in this movie.
Nope. I think I have notes of that as well. I'm like, I put down, she's a horrible person. She's guilting him because he's mad because she randomly left him 8 years ago. I would still be pissed. And she is just doing that for her job. Like, I actually wrote all of these lines verbatim I just read to you because I had enough time to write that before something else happened.
Yeah, like he forgives her at the end of the movie because she does a news report and clears his name or something. But no, leaving him in university and then their college and then screwing him over just to get ahead in her job, unforgivable.
Yeah, but she's also not that great. She's not very smart. She's not that attractive, and she's kind of a bitch.
Oh, I never got the bitch vibe. Like her friend, Hank Azaria's girlfriend.
No, her friend made more sense than she does. Like, she's like, Audrey is the kind of person who's just like, what are you talking about? I'm sweet and nice, as they stab you in the back. You know? No, I was told I needed to stand up for myself, so I pushed him in front of a bus. Like, no, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah. That's true.
You know? And so like I understand what they were trying to do, sort of, but they did it horribly wrong.
Yeah. So many missteps in this. Like how Godzilla looks, for one. I got a lot of Jurassic Park vibes in this movie. Like they were trying to make dinosaurs, like especially with the little Godzillas.
Yes.
The head, the puppet head, which are kind of like poking out of the egg.
Yes, it was very like that whole sequence. Like, there's especially a part with like the doors where they learn to use the handles and open it. I'm like, you're not Velociraptors, guys.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of Jurassic Park. I don't know why you want to change is it Togo? How do you say the Japanese company that makes Godzilla?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Toho? It's Toho. Toho.
I should know. Yeah.
No, that's the iconic Godzilla we know and love. Even the newer ones, he's not that different from that Godzilla. And this one, he's just too much like a dino.
Well, it's
T-Rex, like even the arms and
everything about it is just
it's a big misstep. It doesn't look good.
Yeah. Well, I think too, because they were like most of the other movies, it's like Godzilla was awakened by nuclear war, whereas this is like, no, Godzilla is just a radiated lizard. And you're
really
like,
big.
Who got really big. That's it.
And wants to lay its eggs in New York City or Manhattan for some reason.
Which makes no sense. He literally like swam like halfway around the world through a channel in Central America and came around a circle to just go to New York for no reason.
There's so many cities on the west coast of the States he could have picked. Asia, all of Asia. Bigger cities in New York even. I don't know why he'd go that far.
And places that would have like craters and basins that it could just sit in instead of a stadium for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He really wanted to lay, or he or she, whatever. He really wanted to lay its eggs in Madison Square Garden.
Well, one of the things that kind of bothered me about the movie is the fact that they kept saying they're like, it's asexual, it reproduces asexually, but every time they talked about it, it was like, he does this and he does that and he does whatever. I'm like, it's not a he, it's an it, because or it's a them, whichever pronoun I think it would accept would not be a he, is all I'm saying.
No, it's true. Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Found that very frustrating.
Most of the movie's frustrating.
Oh my god, so much of that movie is frustrating.
I need to complain about Netflix really quickly. When I started the movie, it said you're a 75% match for this movie. I've seen like the Godzilla cartoons on Netflix. I've watched like every monster movie on Netflix that comes on. It should have been 100%. Damn it! Now I'm worried about. I'm worried about Netflix algorithm. Yeah. What am I missing? If they're getting that so wrong, like it's only 25%, but
yeah, maybe there's like a secret like monster level that you haven't made through yet, and they're just like, no, he's not bothering with all these monster things.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't get it. Maybe Netflix knows this movie's so bad, and Godzilla fans don't like it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they're like, oh no, he's a quality monster film watcher. This is not something up his alley.
Oh, he likes Rampage, the Rock movie, which is a great monster movie.
It's a great monster movie. Like
it's everything monster movie fans want.
Like the thing that makes a monster movie good, I find, is when the people in the movie have the same reaction you do. Mm-hmm. And that's what Rampage does, right? You got big monsters, they destroy stuff, and everybody in the movie is just like, what the fuck? What the hell? Did you see the thing?
Why is that wolf flying? Why is a giant wolf monster flying?
Exactly.
And in Godzilla, the reporters they're all in Jersey, I think, and they're going to a bar. Like there's this giant dinosaur like 10 miles away, and everyone's like acting like everything's normal. There's still people that no one's taking this seriously. While a monster's destroying a city, which you could easily come and destroy Jersey too.
Well, honestly, that was one of the things that confused me the most about the movie. Because if you've been to New York, and if you know native New Yorkers, they don't leave for shit. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, what do you mean I have to go? I don't care if there's a lizard. He's not bothering me. That's what would happen. They cleared up that city in like an hour. That's impossible.
I hate when monster movies do that. I remember Pacific Rim 2, the final battle's in Tokyo, and you hear over the radio before the battle starts, we've cleared the city. There's no one in the city. Like they're just doing that to minimize the civilian deaths. Mm-hmm. So you don't feel bad when the robot throws a kaiju into a building. But that's impossible to evacuate Tokyo in 10. It was 8 or 10 hours. God. That is literally impossible.
You can't move 30 million people that quickly.
No.
Okay? Unless everybody has their own helicopter that takes off completely vertically and carries like 30 people each. Like
it's completely impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah. When that happened, they're like, oh, the city's clear. And I'm like, it is? What? I thought you gave that instruction like 20 minutes ago. What is happening? Nobody fought you? Nobody was just like, get out of here, Like, what?
I mean, this movie takes place over one night, right? I think he comes to land like around dinner time, and like it's started to get it's dusk. I think.
No, I think it's like 3 days.
Is it really? Because they never sleep.
They don't, but there is a clear like day night, day night, day night.
Sorry, what I mean is like when he first makes landfall in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3 days really?
No, when he first makes landfall in New York,
I think that's just one day or evening.
Yeah, by the time he sees Godzilla, that's 1 day.
Yeah, so that's impossible to clear a city out.
Yeah,
that quickly.
Yeah,
with no preparation.
Yeah, because I think like once he hits landfall, it's 3 days to the end of the movie.
Okay,
that's what I think. Yeah, they're not very clear on a lot of timelines in this as well, which is a little frustrating. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me of my other question. What was with all the rain?
You know what? I thought of that too. It gave me a lot of Day After Tomorrow vibes. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember.
Because Jake Gyllenhaal's in New York, and there's gonna be a giant tidal wave, but it's raining constantly, and I think Roland Emmerich likes to do that.
Well, that one, at least it was a weather phenomenon, and like there was a purpose to it. Like there was a reason for it. Whereas this movie, I kept turning to my mom being like, why is it raining? Why is there so much rain? It's New York. They're not in the middle of a tsunami. London. They're not in London. They're not in like the rainforest. And like it's not like sprinkling rain. It's not like, light mists or anything. It is torrential rain the whole time. I think that's something they should have been looking into as well while they were there. They should have been like, why is it raining?
I watched the movie with my wife, and she brought up that point. Like, this must have sucked for the actors because they were constantly wet,
drenched,
and so this must have been an awful filming experience.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Well, because even like when you first meet Matthew Broderick's character in Chernobyl, it's Chernobyl, right?
Yep.
For no reason,
as he's studying the earthworms.
Yes, that are 17% bigger than usual.
So he's the only person in the world to bring in on this.
Yeah. Like there isn't like a guy down the street, who's like, hey, nuclear stuff. Like, come on. But like it's pouring rain there. And I think his stop right after that, it's not raining because they're in Jamaica but it's slightly overcast. It's not like a sunny day.
Wait, was it Jamaica?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were in the Pacific.
No, one of the stops they make is Jamaica. I remember that because I'm like, oh, look, there's 3 black people in this movie, was my first thought.
That's the very few black people in this movie. This movie, it's one of my notes. This movie's super white.
Yeah. Everybody, like extras, like the main cast. Yeah. Everybody.
There's a submarine captain, and I think there was another person in the military, and that's it. And then the rest of the movie's white.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's one of the guys in the helicopter is a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that scene, there's no rain. But every other scene in this movie, it is raining, or like the set is like wet because it just rained. Because like there's even that one part where it's not raining and he goes into his store and he walks back out and then it's pouring rain again. And I'm just like, why is it rain? I don't know why it frustrated me so much, but I was like, why is it raining?
So is that the store he goes to buy the pregnancy test?
Yes.
So yet again, so monsters attacking the city, and this little pharmacy is open, even though 2 blocks away, dinosaurs ripping down buildings.
Yeah.
And also he puts this goo that he finds one of the attacks into the pregnancy test, and this somehow works.
Well, I think, remember he asked for like 3 specific ones that look for certain things, and the pharmacist was like, sure. And then he just hands him all of the pregnancy tests, and he's like, I'll take it. Okay. I mean, how do you explain that expense report to the military? Like,
and what did the other scientists do in the movie? The curly redhead and the guy who never talks. What are they there for?
That is a really good question.
They do absolutely nothing except that they kiss at the end.
Yep.
They kiss each other, and
she's just like, oh no, what have I done? And he's just like, yay.
Yeah, and that's probably his only line. I don't remember him speaking before that.
I think he's probably said like the earthworm guy at some
point. Yeah. I made an earthworm.
But that's what it. Yeah. I don't know. Like I really don't know. And then you have like Hank Azaria in there being
Mhm.
a New Yorker. I don't know what that is. Like I mean, but at that point in time, he's making some good Simpsons money already.
Mhm.
Why did he do this movie?
Is this the last time he did a movie? Like I don't remember seeing him in anything else.
No, he did like Mystery Men and Along Came Polly.
Okay, that's right.
And he's done a bit. I don't think I've seen many of his stuff, but I find like a lot of his roles, he hasn't taken like a lot of lead roles. It was always it's like part roles or character roles, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
That I remember like after he started The Simpsons. Because even like the woman who does Marge's voice, she's a great actress, but she's just like, why would I do anything else? I'm making all the money I want and I don't have to be on set and I don't have to be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Don't they make $1 million an episode?
It's something like that. It's
Something
something
like that?
crazy.
Yeah. Well,
But at this point, I think it might actually be more than that, but that's just me. Like Nancy Cartwright probably is making more than that for sure.
Mhm.
And my God, hers is the only name I know.
Oh well,
Like-
there's another Simpsons. The mean reporter, the news anchor. That's
Brock.
that's Harry Shearer.
He does Homer, right?
Oh no, that's Don Kent. That's Don Kent's Constantinato. Oh wait, is Harry Shearer in Simpsons? Am I mixing
Oh
up?
my God.
We should know this, Tracy.
Well, this is my big problem with cartoons is that no matter how long I watch it, it is
Mhm.
very unlikely I'm going to know any of the names.
Yeah.
I only know Nancy Cartwright because she's literally her and Hank Azaria. Like they literally say their names all the time, and I've seen Hank Azaria in stuff. But most of the other people, like Dan Castellaneta,
Mhm.
he does Homer. Like he's never done, as far as I know, he's never done anything like on screen.
I don't even know what he looks like.
I don't either now that I think about it.
Yeah, so Harry does a lot of the side characters like Ned Flanders, Principal. Anyways, it's been so long since I watched Simpsons. I'm really rusty.
Wait a second, I do kind of recognize that guy.
Yeah, so there's two Simpson voice actors in this.
Yeah. And wait, Harry Shearer is in.
Yeah, he does a lot of side characters.
Oh, him! Yes, he plays the. Yeah, okay.
I was so sure he was going to get eaten or stomped on.
Yeah, sorry,
and I was completely wrong.
I just want to say when you said the guy who does the voice of the reporter, I thought you meant the reporter in The Simpsons. I didn't think the reporter in Godzilla.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so sorry, he's more of a newscaster.
Yes,
the one who steals Aubrey's story.
Yeah, he plays such a dick.
So I was like, oh, he's so gonna die. I remember he gets
Mm-hmm. And another thing in this movie, since we're talking about like tangents, there's a few people. Was it? No, sorry, it's the next movie. It's in Golden Child. There's a few people from Big Trouble in Little China in that movie. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say? I caught you off just now.
Well, I think I'm gonna bring up some side characters from this movie. Did you notice in the first boat attack? So I guess it's like the Chinese fishing vessel.
The guy eating the noodles.
I can't remember if he's eating noodles. You see him for like 2 or 3 seconds, and it's the guy from the raid, one of the bad guys.
I just have written down that guy eating noodles looks familiar.
Oh, okay.
And so, obviously, I did not.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was eating noodles, but it was like. Do you remember? You've seen the Raid Redemption, right?
The second movie. Well, I saw.
No. Sorry, it's called the first one's called The Raid, but they added the Redemption title.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen the first movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the guy that fights the two brothers, and then they have to kill him with like they break a light and like cut his neck. So he's on the boat in the opening scene. He's also he was in like Star Wars Force Awakens. He's been in a bunch of like he was in a small role in that. He's in a lot of ninja kung fu stuff movies.
I think we're talking about the same guy.
I don't remember him eating noodles though.
I have a feeling we're talking about the same guy.
Oh, maybe he has long curly hair. He's kind of like bald like me, but he has like a long mullet.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think the same one.
Because what's happening is because remember he's in the mess and he's eating noodles or something. Am I thinking of the right guy?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because there's also a part because I think there's a part where they're like running Like the boat's being attacked and they're running and it stops and they show a close up of this guy's face.
Yeah.
That guy,
That's him.
right?
That's him. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Maybe there's another guy I think was familiar.
I got to see him at when I saw the raid at Midnight Madness for TIFF.
Mm-hmm.
He is such a tiny. He's tall. He's shorter than me. He's a very tiny man, and I think it's funny that he's always the bad guy in action movies.
But he's a pretty good bad guy, though.
Oh yeah, I agree. And he could definitely kick my ass. I'm not saying that. Just because he's shorter, he would still roundhouse.
He will take you down.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. I remember now. Yes, it is the same person because it starts off with him and it's a quick flash of him and he's like eating noodles in like the mess or something. He's like a cook or something. Mm-hmm. And then they start running. And then you see that part when they all stop because they all stop to like listen or whatever.
Yeah, and he's the closest to the camera. Yeah, that's where I noticed. I didn't notice him in the mess hall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, it's him. Dude's name I don't know.
Because I thought I made a note that he was the guy in Die Hard. You know the scene where they're coming in the front and everybody's setting up and some guy steals a chocolate bar?
Which Die Hard? The first one?
The first Die Hard.
Oh, I think you're mixing up actors now. Yeah, I know who you're talking about in Die Hard. I think that's a different actor.
Okay.
Because that Die Hard's what, 80
something?
80 something, 90. So that's 30 years ago. I don't know.
This was only like 10 years after Die Hard. That's not that.
Yeah, I know, but he's still doing. Unless I'm making the mistake, and it's the guy. It's not the guy from the raid. It's the guy from Die Hard, which is totally possible.
Now the real question is can I find? Oh, found him. Okay, I was just like, can I find him?
I'm gonna find him from the raid.
Guess what?
What? Are you right?
Die Hard.
Damn it. Okay, but is he also in the raid?
Hold on.
I need to know.
He is in Godzilla. It is him.
Yeah.
And the raid. He is not in the raid.
Damn it. Okay, I'm mixing up actors.
Okay, yeah. His name is Al Leong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I recognize him from the wrong movie.
I was right.
Tracy 1, Sean 0.
And and that's also a connection. He was in Big Trouble in Little China. That's right. He was the hatchet guy. Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's going full circle. Everything's great.
Did you do Big Trouble in Little China? I don't remember.
I did. Yes. It was one of the earlier episodes.
Great movie.
God, I love that movie. Like that is how you do cheesy camp horror correctly. Yeah. Okay. Like despite it being like full of there's quite a few stereotypes in it. It's not the stereotypes aren't used to make fun of the culture. They're kind of used to heighten the culture, if you understand what I mean. Like,
yeah, we'll get into that talk for the next movie, I think.
Yeah, I think that is very true. It's very true.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so we've solved that problem.
Yep, you were right. I was wrong.
Figured it out.
I'm not worthy.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
So sad. Yes.
But that's sad. He only got that little bit part. Like he didn't even say anything.
No, he didn't. But I think he's the same way in like Die Hard. Like he's just there, and then he shows up, and then he steals a chocolate bar.
Well, he looks cool.
He looks cool. That's the thing, right? It's that handlebar mustache just kind of like works.
Yeah. Did you notice the Siskel and Ebert stuff?
The Siskel and Ebert stuff? No.
Oh, okay. So the mayor and his assistant. That's supposed to be Siskel. The mayor's name's Mayor Ebert. And then so he's fat and is constantly eating chocolate bars. Yeah. And his assistant looks like Gene Siskel.
Well, now that you say it, yes.
Yeah. It's because they were always so mean to Roland Emmerich. I looked it up. They were always so mean to his movies. So they put that. It's not really that funny, but they put that joke in the movie.
Yeah, but they're not being mean to his movies. They're telling the truth about the movies, I would say. Like,
well, I enjoy his movies. They're stupid, but I enjoy them generally.
Okay. To be honest, I know the name Roland Emmerich, but I cannot name.
So he's Independence Day. He's Day After Tomorrow. He is White House Down. He usually does big blockbuster.
Yeah, White House Down is definitely better than Olympus Has Fallen.
I like Olympus Has Fallen better.
Wait,
Something.
is Olympus Has Fallen the one with Gerard Butler?
Yeah, and then the one
Okay.
Roland Emmerich directed is the one with Jamie Foxx and
Oh, that one. No, that's the one that sucks.
Josh Hartnett, is it? Or no?
No. It's Charming Potato. Channing Tatum. Yes.
What'd you call him?
Charming Potato.
Okay, I gotta remember that.
I don't know. I read that nickname for him on a site, and since then, I have never like every time I try to remember him, I'm like Charming Potato first, and then I'm like Channing Tatum. I got it.
Yeah, it is Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like the Gerard Butler ones better.
I do like. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mixed up. I like the Gerard Butler one better.
Yeah.
The other one is just like it's such nonsense. Like it's so bad.
Yeah, like I think the Olympus movies are rated R, and then the one Roland Emmerich did is not. And the violence in Olympus Has Fallen is really good.
Yeah, but
it's fun.
But the thing is too, it's not even just the violence level that's the problem. Like the thing that makes it work. I think the thing that makes it work as well is that you actually like the characters and the sequence of events to like get to this like epic point of like things blowing up and whatever makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas in Roland Emmerich movies, you're just like, okay, everything's a climax. What am I focusing on? What is actually going on? Who's that guy? Where did this person come from? I don't care about you. You're not interesting. Like it's a
big problem with his movies.
They really are. Like they're kind of really bad.
Like the last movie he made was Midway, which is about the Battle of Midway in World War II, a battle I love to read about. And this movie sucks balls. It is so bad. oh God. It is like, I'm trying to think I'm sorry. So the movies I do like of his is 2012. I like The Day After Tomorrow.
You like 2012?
I do. Like I love disaster movies. It's stupid. I know it's a bad movie. No. But I love it.
But it's like this level of bad movie though. Like no. Like I understand liking Day After Tomorrow, for example. Like whenever it's on TV, it's one of those movies where I'm just like, I gotta watch it. Like
there's some great stuff in that movie.
It's great. Yeah.
Oh my God, he directed Stargate. I didn't know that.
I liked Stargate. I'll give you that one.
You know what? I never got into like I thought the movie was okay. And then they made a show and I'm like, I hate the show. The
show is so bad. Yes.
I don't know why people love it so much.
I also did like Universal Soldier, the first one.
Oh yeah.
I liked the first one.
Yeah, that one is good. So he's made some good ones. But they're making another Stargate. Okay, never mind.
Apparently, yeah. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be, but I mean, as director, the listings here are 24 films. 3 are in post-production or announced, so 21 films. And I can name, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of his films I actually like, and I've seen at least 10 of them.
Yeah.
So his batting average is pretty low right now.
Yeah, The Patriot's not very. I mean, I liked it when it came out, but it's so historically inaccurate. It now bugs me. That's the Mel Gibson Revolutionary War movie.
Yep, it has
and it's
great
Heath
Ledger in it. Yeah,
but Constable Odo's in that movie, so Rene Auberjonois.
I know. I feel really bad that I can.
Rene French last name.
Star Trek. That's sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna bring that up. It's fine.
Did you notice any Star Trek actors in Godzilla?
Did I notice any Star Trek actors?
I don't know why I just thought of this now. I didn't think to look.
I actually didn't. I think I was so frustrated with this movie. I also did not think to look.
Yeah.
I did not look up anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm quickly looking at IMDb, and none of these ring a bell for Star Trek. So, oh well.
Hold on.
I miss when you used to do the badge. Communicator? You only did it for like a couple episodes. I was like, this is awesome. It's probably only for me.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's cheating if I click on the actors and look through it. That's cheating.
Is that cheating? Okay.
It has to when you watch it, and then.
I'm just looking at the list of names right now.
Yeah.
And
no idea.
To be honest, I would not be surprised if Harry Shearer did something in Star Trek.
Oh, maybe.
Because there were those like random funny episodes. And the problem is too, is because so many characters have like a lot of makeup on. Sometimes you're just like, I don't fucking know who that is. Like you just leave it.
Whenever James Cromwell appears, though, I'm like, you know his voice. I know his voice so well. Like when he's not playing Zephyrin Cochrane, and he's like he plays I can't remember what the race is called, but they trade in secrets and information.
Yes,
they're great. And it was one where he takes Worf to find his father on a planet. Yep. And the second he talks, you're like, oh, that's James.
That's him. Yeah. Well, he's also in the like pilot episode of Next Generation, right?
Is he?
Yeah. So wait, is it that?
No, he's definitely he's in the first season or second season.
He's in the first season. Sorry, it's another planet that he's like the president of or whatever you want to call it.
I know the episode. And it's the episode where the prisoner gets away. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I love that. I love that episode.
That's a great episode. Yeah, because they're like, like they're enhanced warriors and they get like shuttled off and whatever. What's really funny is that like thinking that episode, like years later, I bought a George R. R. Martin anthology book, and it's just of his short fiction, and one of his stories is about a world kind of like that. Like it's supposed to be Earth, but like what they did was like they're at war in space with this other race, and what they do is they train you and they give you all these drugs and you're super strong and you've trained and all this kind of stuff. And so like, after you retire your term in space, they're supposed to let you go wherever you want to go.
I know the short story.
Yeah, and most of those soldiers picked like different planets and whatever, but this one soldier wanted to just go to Earth. Like he's like, I've never been there. I've spent my whole life protecting it, and all these people, and I just want to go to what is supposed to be my home and to see what I saved. And so like, through arguments and all this kind of like, you can't go home. You're not allowed to go there. We've never sent a soldier home. We don't know what it's going to be like for you, blah, 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 blah. And finally they say, okay, we'll let you go. Fine. So he gets on this nice ship. He's got like the equivalent of like his gold watch, like equivalent, like a token of appreciation.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Like he sat back and he's like relaxing and he's eating snacks and stuff. And all of a sudden he feels like this pressure on his body. And like, what did they do? They sent it to like a sun or something like that to like crush him. And then like the gravity of the sun like crushes his body first, then he gets burnt up. So just to be like, you can't go back to Earth, like you did stuff for us, but we don't want you.
Yeah, I've never read that, but I think I've heard you talk about it before.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was Martin.
Yeah, it's he's got 2 anthology books called Dream Songs. And to be honest, it's the only story in both of the books I've read. And I really like his fantasy writing, but his sci-fi writing, I was just like, this is boring as shit.
He had
but it's a good concept.
They adapted one of his sci-fi stories or short stories into a Netflix show. I can't even think of the name of it, but it was so bad. I hated it. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, no, it's not good.
Wait, are you talking about Electric Dreams?
No.
That's Philip K. Dick. Yeah.
Yeah. No. This was a Netflix came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I remember starting to watch it with my dad at home.
Is it Sense 8? Is Sense 8?
No, not Sense
that
8.
One?
I can look it up later, but it was a bad show. It was it's a spaceship leaving our solar system, and I think it's haunted, or it picks up. It's not very good. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be sci-fi horror. I love that. I love sci-fi horror.
Yeah,
and this was not done well.
Not done well at all.
No, not necessarily Martin's fault. Like the story could have been great, but the show was poorly executed.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like I like, despite the fact that I think the content of the story is really good, I just didn't like how sometimes you watch things or you read things or whatever, and you're like, I like this just meshes with you, This did not mesh with me. I was like, most of the time I'm reading, I'm just like, oh, come on, just get on with it. Just whatever, But by the time I read, like I finished the story and I was like, huh, that's a cool concept. Yeah. So it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll have to pick it up.
But
Read
that
it one day.
technically should have been written before that Star Trek episode. So who stole it from who? Who knows?
Wait, how long has he been writing? When did he start writing?
Well, he started writing Game of Thrones in the mid 80s.
Okay, yeah, because that episode of Star Trek is 89 or 90, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he was writing that long. I mean, I guess he's pretty old.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Well, his first published novel was 1977.
Wow. Okay.
And it's something called Dying of the Light. I don't know what that is.
Mm.
And the first book in the Song of Fire and Ice.
And what year was that?
Oh, that's actually 96. So that's not the book I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, the first book is Game of Thrones, and it was published in 1996. And to be honest, I started reading those books in like 2004, 2005, right around where the fourth book came out. Then I waited 6 years for the fifth book to come out. And then the next book didn't come out yet, called The Winds of Winter. And
is that the one everyone's still waiting for?
Yeah, that people are bitching about? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been 10 years. Get your shit together, sir.
I always give you nerd cred because you always read stuff or know about stuff before it's popularized by a TV or movie.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Deadpool, Game of Thrones, others. Invincible, we talked about earlier.
Invincible, yes.
Yeah. There's things I've never heard of, and then all of a sudden, oh, this movie's hilarious, and then you're like, oh yeah, Tracy, I've got all the books. And I'm like, what? There are books?
I'm like, do you want to borrow the comic books? You're like, wait, what? You have comic books? Yes, I do.
I'm always late. I'm always like, I don't read as much as I should, and I'm always behind on.
I must admit though, like I have been slowing down on my reading a little bit, and I think it's because I used to read so I have like quiet time, whereas now it's always quiet time. So I'm just like, I don't want to read anything. This is just weird. I've been quiet all day. Like
I used to read when I was on transit, and the last 4 or 5 years I've been walking to work, and then COVID, and my wife has a car, so I don't have to like take the GO train to see my parents anymore. So that's when I would read, and I would, Well, when we used to work together, I used to take the college streetcar to work.
Yes.
And that was 30, 40 minutes each way. I would finish a book every week or so, every week a bit. And I was constantly buying new books. I don't miss transiting. I like walking better, but I should read more. I'm really bad at that.
Yeah, no, I feel like I legitimately feel bad about it. Like since I've been home, I've bought like 5 books, and like 4 of them I have started reading, and not because they're bad, not because I'm not interested. It's just one of those things. I read a couple pages, I'm like, okay, time for bed, put it down, and then I just don't pick it back up. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to read the same thing again, so I'll pick up the other one. Then I read a couple pages, and then I'm just like, okay, time for bed, put it down. And then I'm just like, oh, I did it again. What am I
it makes me sleepy. So even if I start like I should start like right when I wake up in the morning or early afternoon. That's when I should read.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just make you want to go back to sleep?
Yeah. Okay. Right after lunch. I've had a big meal. That's when I should read.
No, that's nap time. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like I used to transit everywhere, and I used to read when I transited, and that was great. But yeah, no transit, no anything
leaving the house
anymore.
now.
No leaving the house, and I'm just like reading, like even I've got like a backlog of graphic novels, even where a lot of it is just artwork, but just the idea of sitting down nice and quietly and flipping through it, I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah. I'm always thinking, hey, I could be watching a movie or playing video games right now. Yeah. I got this 80-hour game I got to beat, like 20 hours into it. Like I think that way.
Like, I keep thinking of new projects for myself and thinking I should start working out. And then I was like, oh, you'll go for a walk. So then I listen to podcasts instead of reading because I'm walking places. And then I'm just like, why am I going to sit down? I've been sitting all day. So I get up and cook or I clean. And then by the time it's like time to read, I'm just like, it's 3 a.m. I'm just going to go to bed. Like, I'm not going to do this.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyways, Godzilla. I
I
don't
had a
know.
Godzilla question.
Yes.
So there's a scene where he shoots fire out of his mouth, like literal fire, like a dragon. You remember that?
In this Godzilla? No.
Yeah, he's like Godzilla's in an alleyway and he shoots fire, and then the heroes kind of run and jump away from it. But it's not like the normal Godzilla like thing that he shoots out of his mouth. I don't know what you call it.
Oh.
It's not fire though. And I was like, that's weird. Like
Yeah.
he has a not a ray, but he has like a white thing he shoots out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, you can call it like a ray or fire breath or whatever, but whatever this movie did, it was stupid.
It was
so.
literal fire, and I'm like, it just doesn't look right. He's not a dinosaur. He's not a dragon. Why are
Yeah.
you doing this? Like, stop changing Godzilla.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this was like their attempt to reimagine Godzilla. Like I don't fucking like like this is my thing. Like every time something happened, I was just like, what? Like what are you doing?
Another thing that annoyed me. Now this happens in every monster movie. I hate how the airplanes and the helicopters get so close to this giant monster. When you fire a missile at something, you're normally like 2 or 3 kilometers away. Yeah, it's not like the old days where you have to get right up too close to it and shoot. Mm-hmm. But in every monster movie does this, like so you can see the monster hit the like, which I enjoy. But especially in this one where the helicopters are getting right up on it, and anyways, and they did more damage to the city than the monster did.
They destroyed the Chrysler building, and they're just like, we missed. What? You gotta tell people you're destroying all the landmarks of the city.
Yeah, and what also annoyed me was Godzilla seemed to like disappear and reappear. He's a giant monster. Like, okay, they establish when he walks, the ground shakes. Mm-hmm. But he's sneaking up on people. He out of nowhere, he like the one helicopter that gets away from him thinks he's safe. Nope. Mm-hmm. Out of nowhere, Godzilla chomps into the air and eats him.
Well, to be honest, it's a helicopter that's in the air, not on the ground, so he may not have realized it.
True, but you shouldn't lose visual sight of it.
Well, that is the big question. But also, I will give that a pass because that is the only time in the movie where people actually responded the same way I did. They're like, we lost it. What do you mean you lost it? It's a giant fucking lizard. And I was just like, okay, that guy makes sense. And I'm like, okay, that gets a pass, even though it makes no sense. That part gets a pass.
I didn't get how it was hiding in the city, and then they established it's burrowing tunnels under the city. Mm-hmm. But these would be giant tunnels that wouldn't it cause the ground to cave in?
I mean, honestly, based on the way Manhattan is built, because if I remember correctly, it is kind of built on like half of it is technically like landfill or something like that, like the way Toronto is, like how so in Toronto, where is it from? I think it's like Wellington or something.
Yeah, Fort York used to be on the water.
I don't know
if that's a good gauge for you, but like for me, like I live nearby.
Yeah, and then all of that is landfill. And I think Manhattan is like that as well. But also because it has so many subways and so many tunnels, if something is walking in Manhattan and it shakes the ground like that, the whole thing is collapsing. The whole thing is just caving in. Yeah. There's all holes under it. Yeah. Like,
so I love in movies like I Am Legend when they show like an abandoned New York City and all the subways are flooded. Lower parts of Manhattan are just completely underwater. Because I remember reading somewhere or a podcast was saying they have to pump I don't know how many tons of water out of the subway every day just to keep it from flooding.
Well, that makes sense now because whenever I go to New York and I go into the subway, it's always like it looks wet. Mm-hmm. Like not just like the platforms where I'm standing, but like if you look into like the tracks, it looks wet. And so that makes sense. There's probably like a little bit getting through still. Mm-hmm. But I never thought about it that way.
And I didn't take the subway.
That's what? That's one of the things you got to do. You're supposed to eat pizza at Ray's or something. Then you're supposed to eat cheesecake somewhere. And then you're supposed to get on the subway and get yelled at by somebody on the metro. Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
No, we took cabs the whole time we were there.
No, the subway is definitely an experience.
Yeah.
I've been there many times, but every time I go, driving into the city, I get lost.
Mhm.
Like when I say I go regularly, I mean I've gone once a year for the last like 15 years.
Oh wow.
And well, no, except like I didn't go last year, for example. Okay,
Why
fine.
not?
I don't know what
What could
was
have
keeping
happened?
me here. um, but the subway too is like if like so the thing about Toronto subways is that there's like three lines, if you want to call it three lines, sure.
Mhm.
But it's a U and a line. That's it.
Yep.
It's not that hard, right? If you get on, you realize you're going the wrong way, you just get back off, like step to the other side, and you get back on and you go the other way.
Yeah.
In like New York, you realize you get on the wrong thing. You are some ridiculous distance away from where you were going. You have to walk at 20 minutes through 35 tunnels somewhere
Mhm.
to get to something to take you back. But then you ask people, I'm just like, hey, how do I get here? Oh, take the uptown train. You're like, okay. Then you look at the sign. No sign ever says uptown or downtown. That's not a thing. I'm not from New York. I don't know what you mean by uptown and downtown. Tell me take the 2B or the Brooklyn or something, but
Mhm.
uptown and downtown are not things that make sense to me when I'm in New York.
Yeah.
Okay? And yeah, the subways are just they are immense, very intense, and pungent. Pungent is the word I'm going to use.
I've been to the London subway. That I found very confusing. But I've seen the map of New York subway, and it's bonkers. Like all the lines, they crisscross, and they very confusing.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get into one of their subway stations, and there's like 12 tracks. But you're just like, oh, but 3 tracks, you see there's no platform by, so you can't go there because those are the express trains. You're like, but that's the train I want to be on. Oh, you got to get out of the station and go back set 10 blocks and go in to get the express train at this station. And you're just like, fuck this. Like, whatever. Yeah. I'll take the slow way. But then you always regret the slow way because the slow way takes like 6 hours. It's like, what have I done?
I remember even the first time taking Toronto subway, I was intimidated. It was just going from Dundas to Union. Like, what is that? 2 stops, 3 stops?
Yeah.
And I was scared. I was like, I was with a friend. So
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you don't know, you're just like, hold my hand for a minute. Now you get on there, and you're just like, the fuck are you on? This is easy.
Nothing.
This is fine. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my other notes I made on this movie.
Let's see.
One
of the things that really annoyed me. Okay, so there's the scene where Hank Azaria follows Matthew Broderick when he's going to the airport, and he gets like, oh my god, we haven't talked about the French National Service. Oh
yeah,
my god, we haven't talked about that.
The only person I liked in the movie was Jean Reno.
Yeah, he was.
I like him in everything. He's great.
He was like obnoxiously French with his cigarettes, and he's like, what is this coffee? You're like, what are you doing?
Oh, so many stupid coffee jokes.
I forgot. I did not remember that whole storyline. Like I was just like, this is a thing in this movie. Mm-hmm. Why is this a thing?
I remember he was in it, but I didn't remember why.
Yeah, I did not remember any of that in any way, shape, or form. And okay, so Hank Azaria follows them, and they pull into the warehouse, and then Hank Azaria is outside in the pouring rain. Mm-hmm. He's at the top of a warehouse looking through a tiny window. Mm-hmm. And you see his angle that he's seeing people, and people are far away and low down, and they are talking at regular speaking level. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he hears everything they say.
And he hears every single word they say nice and clearly, goes back home and tells his reporter friend, like Audrey, like everything, just like, oh, he's like, all of a sudden with these French people, and they're going to go back in the city, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. I was like, how the hell did you hear that? That doesn't make what?
Yeah.
What? Like, it just didn't make any sense, Mm-hmm. Also, the truck he was driving in the first scene when Godzilla makes landfall, he mm-hmm. runs outside to get his camera. The mm-hmm. truck is upside down.
It's flipped over, yeah.
He pulls it out. Who flipped his truck back over so he can drive it around the city?
Godzilla walking by it, I guess.
Again, it just flipped back. It was just like, up.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Maybe it's a different news van. Maybe
It was a bright red truck.
Well, I assume it's a truck for the news station. But like when I work by CBC News or CBC, the big CBC building, they have tons of the same news trucks. That's my guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one slide then. That is,
but it's just one of many stupid things.
Yeah.
The little baby Godzillas, when they're running around Madison Square Garden, like when they're killing the French special forces, they jump on them, they eat them, they bite them really quickly. When it's Matthew Broderick and co, they just let them walk by them. They'll snap at them, but it doesn't. It was so badly done.
Yep.
Like at no point do you fear for them.
Nope, not at all. I mean, if you can throw down a gumball machine and they're gonna slide all over the place on it, sure.
How many gumballs does that machine have? Like it seemed like the little Godzillas are bringing the gumballs with them. Like there's millions of gumballs. Stupid. Oh, and then how they get out of he starts shooting down the big lights on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they drop down and the dinosaurs scatter. But they could so easily eat them, walking right past them.
Again.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Yes, I agree with you. I am just gonna nod. Like if this was live, people would just see me nodding and smiling, just agreeing with you. That's it. I cannot defend this movie in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to, because it just doesn't make. There are so many stupid things in this movie that could have been fixed in much easier ways.
Yeah.
That it's frustrating. Like it's just so frustrating. For example, so we're talking about the baby Godzillas, right? How did they get into Madison Square Garden?
Good point, because like he lays the eggs like in the seats and on the floor, like where the basketball court is.
Yeah.
How? The roof's not torn open. The ground.
Yeah.
How did it?
Remember, it tunneled through the city and tunneled up into Madison Square Garden. So there's a giant hole in the bottom, right? Because that's how the people got in there as well. Remember, they climbed up. Got into Madison Square Garden. So then they start to hatch. Their plan is to lock the doors around the edges so they can't escape.
You know how many doors that would be?
Yeah, but the big problem is there's a giant hole in where they are that leads to the subway system to get out into everything. Their plan is stupid.
Yeah, and all the bombing the building, all it's going to do is collapse it in on itself. We'll just run down the hole. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yep, I missed that.
How could you miss that?
I forgot about the giant hole.
That's all I kept thinking of. Like they're like, lock the doors and trap them in. I'm like, isn't there a giant hole? I start yelling at my mother. Isn't there a giant hole? Did I miss there's a giant hole? It's fine. Okay. I might have to cut that because I'm yelling a lot because this
New York is doing
so mad.
So many escapes with a giant hole.
Oh my God. This made me so angry. Sorry. What else is there? Another thing. So you're talking about the lights falling. But
the big chandeliers.
The big chandeliers. And they get outside and they lock one door. Okay. And the angle they're showing it from, it's a full bank of doors.
And it's glass.
Locked one door and it's all glass. And apparently the dinosaurs don't know there are other doors.
Yeah.
Well, because there's so many, even by accident, they would have pushed one of the other doors open.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is just like it's so lazy. Like
we thought more about this movie than Roland Emmerich did.
But that's the thing. Like I wasn't even trying to think about it. It's just so blatantly illogical. You know what I mean? It's not like something that possibly they could have thought of. Like they locked the door, but there's a window 2 stories up that maybe they could have jumped out of. No. The angle they showed them locking the door, and they showed along the bank of doors.
Yeah.
So you see a door here, you see the door they locked, and then you see like two other sets of doors in the picture.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but there's another door.
And like any stadium, there's doors all around the building.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners, I'm making lots of faces and forgetting I need to respond because I'm just like, what is happening?
This would have been a great live event for you to see Tracy and just getting so flustered.
I'm getting so flustered just talking about it. I want to also apologize to my mother, who I wasn't yelling at, but I was yelling to about this movie. And I'm glad she put up with me for 2 hours and 20 minutes of this nonsense.
I will not apologize to my wife, who I make watch a lot of shitty movies. Part of the fun is hearing her comments.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so like, I thought you would have a completely different take on it because I know you like bad movies and I know you like cheesy things.
I do.
And when we started, you were kind of defending. You're like, oh, you know, the practical effects
I
are
enjoy,
cool, and I enjoyed this part. But I really thought you were going to defend it a lot more than that.
No. I enjoyed the first 30, 40 minutes, maybe like on some levels, but everything after that, I just got annoyed. Like it's just like, I don't know, I was up and then wait. It was a low high and then a very low. But anyways,
yeah, it just plummeted. It really did.
Yeah.
Way
too long.
It's way too long. Yeah.
And like even the chase in the taxi near the end of the movie, I thought like should be fun. Like I should like that stuff, but no, there's no reason why it can't reach. It would just step on the car.
Yeah.
It's the Godzilla's what do you call it, step ratio or whatever. There's no way, not ratio. What do you call it?
Like it's gate.
Yeah, like one step to the next. What's that called?
I keep thinking wingspan for some reason. I'm like, no, not wingspan, Tracy.
Leg span.
Leg span, sure.
Would so easily step on this stupid little taxi.
Yeah.
And then they somehow trap it on a bridge.
Yeah. Well, it got entangled in the support cables.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
and
know.
Then they're sad when it's dying. I'm like, this thing has killed tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, but okay, so the thing that I find different about this Godzilla than other Godzillas, not just in the fact that it's a crappy movie, but the actual concept of this Godzilla is that this Godzilla is just a lizard who's hungry and is laying its eggs. That is it. This is the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
And like the ships it attacks are all shipping vessels because it's like, oh, a large amount of food. It doesn't actively go to eat people, if you notice. It goes to get food. And then where it finds food, so like it comes to shore in the shipping center of New York. So
yeah, where all the fish
where all the fish is, where all the food is, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't actively go to kill people. It just wants to eat the fish, right?
I know, but it still killed so many people.
I'm not denying the fact, but I think the whole thing is compared to other Godzillas where it's like, no, Godzilla's here to destroy your city and kill the people. This is, I just want to lay my eggs and there's food here, so I'm going to make a nest. Yeah. And I think that's what they were trying to get across, where they're just like, it may have been big and destroy things, but it was just its nature.
It was just an animal.
Yeah, but also by that point in time in the movie, you care so little about Godzilla, you care so little about all the people. You're just like, can everybody just die? Just blow up the whole city. It would have been great if when it was trapped on the bridge, it just blew its fire breath. Yeah, and just burned to a crisp, and you're just like, I would have clapped. I'd have been like, good job, sir.
But Jean Reno just steps away from the fire. Yeah. That's a good ending for me.
Yeah, that would have been good.
What a stinker.
It's such a stinker. But also one other thing, talking about that scene.
Yep.
So I know that while they're in Madison Square Garden, they did the report or whatever. And then they get outside and Hank Azaria is a cameraman. But when they're going outside and the building explodes, he does not have a full size camera with him.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Does not. Okay. And then all of a sudden, they get into some random taxi and they pull out a big broadcast camera that he is filming this chase with. And I'm just like, are you kidding? I don't even know.
Yeah. They probably didn't want the actor running away from the explosion with a camera.
Yeah. Also, at the end, my note is, oh my God, there is an egg left, ! Who in their right mind thought a sequel happened after this nonsense? Last note for this movie.
Yeah. Actually, my last note was, oh yeah, the song. Not my note, but I forgot about the Jimmy Page and
the Puff Daddy song.
Yeah.
Do-do-do, do-do-do.
It's good. I like it.
Honestly, the music video for that song is better than this movie.
In the movie, yeah.
And that music video is fucking nonsense.
Well, isn't it like, it's 4 minutes long, right? It's like, it shows a couple scenes of Godzilla.
It's not, I think it's actually more than, like, if you get the full cut of it, because it's like him running around the city and there's like a stage and he's trying to get somewhere and there's clips of Godzilla walking and it kind of looks like he's dancing to the music and like it's ridiculous. I will find that video and post it for sure. Okay. But yeah, oh my God. I think at that point I didn't care about the song anymore because it's just like, get this off of my TV. This has made me angry.
I did love the credits play. Like a good song.
It actually is a pretty decent song.
Because I haven't heard it in forever.
Yeah. I mean, like, people make fun of Puff Daddy because they're just like, oh, Biggie died and he rode in his cold takes. That's why he became famous and stuff. But to be honest, he did do a lot of his beats and his production before Biggie died. So he already had the talent. He just put himself in front instead of Biggie. And so he went out there. So you can understand why he was able to do all this. I mean, my favorite one is the rock version of All About the Benjamins. I don't know why I like that song so much.
Like,
actually, I like rock? No. There is a like rock, like there's a song.
Oh, rock music. Sorry.
Rock music. Yeah. Like, I don't know why you're thinking of the wrestler. No, he only did a song with Wyclef Jean, and that's a great song. But what?
You know me, music's a big blind spot for me.
You would love it. The song is called It Doesn't Matter. It is Wyclef featuring The Rock.
Yeah.
And Wyclef singing about going out to the club and stuff. It's got a great beat. And he's talking about, oh, I got fancy cars, blah, blah, blah. And The Rock comes in, it doesn't matter. It's great. It is
no idea.
Beautiful. You should look that up and listen to that song. You will like it. But yeah, the whole Puffy thing, like it's a great song. It's got a good beat. It's nice and fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's wasted on something like this. Like,
was he Puffy or P Diddy at this point?
I think he was Puff. I think he was Puff Daddy at the time.
Puff Daddy.
I want to say Puff Daddy at the time. I'm not 100% sure. Because yeah, as you said, it was Puff Daddy, P Diddy, Diddy, Puffy, and then he's Sean Puffy Combs now. Okay. Or is he just Sean Combs now? I don't know. I mean, that's his like actual name. I'm happy for him and everything, but like shit, just pick something and stick with it for a little while. Like that would be amazing.
Remember the hype around this movie when it came out? Like I was 16, I guess, when it came out, 15 or 16. Mm-hmm. And the hype around this movie was insane.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Wallflowers did a song. They did that Heroes song for this movie too.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Okay, so that song, it's called Come to Me. Mm-hmm. It is 6 minutes and 2 seconds long. Oh, Rage Against the Machine does a song on this.
Yeah, I may have owned the soundtrack at one point.
Oh, Ben Folds 5, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Silverchair.
It's one of the examples where the soundtrack's probably pretty good and the movie just blows.
Yeah.
Hey. And it's sad because like we both love Godzilla and monster movies.
Yeah. Well,
I hope we're gonna see King Kong versus Godzilla in theaters whenever we can.
Sometime soon, yes, because I understand why you refuse to see it on like your TV at home. I get it.
Yeah. It's a theater movie.
It is definitely a theater movie. I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So every time I go to Amazon, it's there to like, oh, rent it. I'm like, no, stop tempting me. Don't cheat on Tracy.
You're like, click. Well, like I told you, I had a chance to see it, and I was just like, no, I promised Sean I will not watch it.
That's the first movie I'm seeing when Cineplex opens again.
Cineplex opens up. Yeah, but what if Black Widow is already out or something?
This is the first one. Let's do a double header. I just want to be in a theater.
I will be in a theater all day. I'm fine with all of this.
Let's start at 1 p.m. on a Saturday or Sunday, and we don't leave until midnight. We see every movie that's
Yes. We need to make up for lost time.
Yes, I missed. Last movie I saw in theaters was Tenet with you, I think. That's the last time I was in theaters, which was
I saw
July or August, maybe.
I saw one movie after that, and it was I keep forgetting the name of the movie because I hate it so much. The pseudo kid X-Men movie. The Young Mutants or New Mutants? New Mutants, yes.
Yeah, I heard that's awful.
And I'm sorry, we wasted our time seeing both of those movies in the theater because both of those movies were bad.
Well, Tenet, I'm glad we saw in theaters. I liked it more than you, but I didn't love it. But I know I'm glad I saw it. Like we saw it in IMAX, which we won't do for Kong. I know you don't like IMAX, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just wish it was a better movie and then I wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. But because I hated it so much, I'm just like, why did I waste my money on this? Why did I waste my time? I could have died going to a movie theater for this. This could have been the last movie I've ever seen, and it would not have been worth it, is all I'm saying. It was all very frustrating to me.
I mean, it was definitely a letdown. I built the movie up too much.
Yeah. I don't know, like I think the problem is that Christopher Nolan is getting too I don't know, his concepts are getting too big to properly convey, and his idea of how these concepts should be conveyed is working as well. Like for example, like the audio for when people are speaking, because people keep complaining that you're like, you can't hear what they're saying, and he's like, it's like that on purpose, so you have to lean in. But that's stupid. That's just stupid.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, is a soldier in the movie near the end. He shows up in the last half an hour or maybe 45 minutes.
Yes.
And I couldn't hear what he was saying to not Denzel Washington, his kid. I always forget his name.
I know what you're talking about.
They're doing a briefing or something before they do the main attack, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. It was so annoying.
Yeah. Well, because and then you lose half the movie, and I think part of his tactic is like, oh, they're gonna see the movie several times, and I'm gonna make more money that way, so then people will know, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I ain't paying to see this again.
I mean, I may have paid again to see it. It's coming to Crave soon. I'll probably watch it again there. Mm-hmm. But I loved his last. I love Dunkirk. Like World War II buff. I really enjoyed that movie. Interstellar, I want to rewatch. I remember leaving the theater thinking the score was too loud. I didn't understand what was happening. I couldn't hear what people were saying, and I didn't like it as much as a lot of other people did.
I actually liked that one a lot.
Yeah, so I want to rewatch that one because I only saw the one time in theaters.
Really? Oh no, I've seen it like 3 times now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I keep meaning to watch it.
It's definitely like because it's kind of like quiet and somber with these like intense sequences suddenly, you do have to be sort of in a mood, and also it's a longer movie, you know what I mean? So it's not something you're just like, oh, it's Saturday afternoon, I'll just put on Interstellar, yay. No, it's like no. I want my intellect to be challenged, and I want to see beautiful cinematography and have some discussions about time and space time. You've got to be prepared for that. Like you got to be like, if you want to understand what the movie's about, you got to be sober is the other thing,
well, count me out, Tracy. Just kidding.
But like I think that was a high concept film that was done correctly despite Nolan's thoughts on audio. Is what I think it is.
And I like things big and loud, and it just he is too much.
Yeah, I think the sound balancing is just wrong in his
Yeah,
films.
like Dunkirk it didn't matter because there's so little dialogue.
Mhm.
So he doesn't like. I saw the movie 2 or 3 times in theaters. I love the score and the sound, and it's perfect. But
Yeah,
it's not muffling dialogue. So
yeah.
that's why.
Well, that's the thing, because with Tenet and Interstellar, like the dialogue is very important to the story. Like,
Yeah.
it's not one of those movies where you can sort of piece together what's happening just by seeing stuff, you know? Like I remember once I was reading this thing where they said, like, you know, it's a good movie if you could watch it on mute and still understand what's going on. And there's
Oh,
very few movies like that, and there's very few TV shows like that. Like that's why I find like Jendi Tarnowski. Uh, did I say his last name right? I don't know. I would say his last name wrong.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah. No, no, no. No, the guy who does like Samurai Jack and stuff like that. Because he does a lot of
Oh.
his storytelling visually without dialogue.
Mhm.
And it's so awesome how he does it. Like he takes all of these things into consideration to tell a story without dialogue. Like his most recent show,
I know.
Primal, it's there's literally like 8 words said in the last episode of the whole show. And
Oh,
it's
so the caveman talks?
No, the caveman doesn't talk. That's the thing, right? It has nothing to do with the caveman. I'm not going to tell you what it is
Because I will watch it. It looks up my alley.
Yeah, you need to watch all of it, and then you get to the last episode, and there's somebody there that talks, and it was so shocking to hear language that I was just like, the fuck, you know? Whereas like the whole thing, it's like it's a guy and his dinosaur walking around and figuring things out and how to communicate with each other and other things and do stuff. And but it is so well done. Like you care about these characters, you care about what's going on, but they've never said a word, and they're not really doing anything. They're just trying to survive, right? Whereas like with Tenet and Interstellar, I don't think it's bad storytelling, but I think the dialogue is integral to the storytelling, and the fact that he does it in a way that you can't hear what they're saying makes it a bad use of the medium. And you're just like,
I agree.
This isn't working, you know? So when I heard him say that, I was just like, I thought you were about the medium. I thought you were about film. You should know if your concepts are this high, people are going to need to hear the dialogue. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm with you. I agree.
All right. I've been ranting a lot. I'm sorry. It's about
sorry, I have 2 more
Godzilla.
pages on Godzilla. Let's move on. No more. I don't want to think about this movie ever again.
Yeah, I feel like I have to just like throw out this DVD. Like it's just like I'm like, why are you here? I hate you so much. Okay, let's skip over to Golden Child.
Yay.
Golden Child from 1986. This is a movie I watched a lot as a kid, which is surprising to me.
I had never seen it.
You never seen it?
None of it rang a bell. Like,
all right. So before I say anything, what did you think of it?
oh, I actually really enjoyed it. The movie's bonkers. Yes. It's so weird. I don't know who it was made for. Anyways, it was a very strange movie, but I really liked it.
Yeah, no,
really good.
At first I was like, oh, it's gonna be pure nostalgia watching this, yay, you know. But like it was one of those things where I was like watching the movie and I was just like, this movie is a lot darker than I thought it was. And this is not a movie I should have been watching as a child. and like the parts I remember that I thought were funny are still funny. But there are definitely a few parts where it's just like, that's not appropriate.
Is it a kid's? Like I wasn't sure. Like I mentioned earlier, like I don't know who this is made for. Like I didn't look at the rating. Was like
it's PG-13.
It is okay. But it's at a time where you can show like boobies through a wet T-shirt.
Well, that's the thing.
And it's still PG-13. Like because that scene, I was like, oh, maybe this is an adult movie. And then, but yeah, there's only one swear word. Maybe 2. And there's the violence is all kind of like no blood, it's off screen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like watching the movie, you're just like, this is definitely not a kids' movie, and it's not for an adult. Like, it's true. Like, who is this movie made for? Who's this? Are they trying to appeal to?
Like one of the first jokes I laughed at was when he's what's her face? I can't remember her name. Gives him the scroll, and he starts making joint joke, like the marijuana jokes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, that's odd. Like if this is for kids or teenagers, well, I guess teenagers. But I thought the movie's all over the map.
It is.
Which I actually enjoyed because it was just so weird. I'm like anyways, we'll get into it, but
yeah. I too was very confused at it. Like, I think my problem is too, it's like, it's not like Big Trouble in Little China where it's like, it's pure camp, right? You're like, you're into cheesy horror. Like, it's is it Wes Craven? It's Wes Craven, right? No, or it's the other guy.
It's John Carpenter. It's John Carpenter. Isn't wait.
We're both very confused.
We should know this. We're off tonight.
I should definitely know this.
But no, it's someone we know the name of the person.
Yeah, he's like a classic.
It is John Carpenter.
It is John Carpenter. Okay.
Yeah.
So Big Trouble in Little China has a very specific audience. It is clear who this is made for. It's camp, it's horror, it's a lot of fun. Okay. But it's definitely an adult. It's for. It's not for a little kid. Like that's not what this movie is about, right? Yeah. Where I find this movie is trying very hard to be in that space. Like it was released in the same year, for example. The artwork on this and The Golden Child, actually should look up who does the artwork because they kind of remind me of each other. But like, yeah, this movie, I'm just like, who is supposed to be watching this? Like, it's not campy enough. It's not funny enough. It's not violent enough. It's not like kid friendly enough. Like it's at this weird level where you're just like, it's not for any of these people. Like, who were you trying to do this for?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we watched it. I bought it.
I enjoyed it.
I was definitely too young to watch it when it came out. Like, this is not a movie I saw in the theater, obviously. Yeah. But it was one of those things, like if it came on TV or something, I sat and watched it, right?
I don't know how I missed this one. Because I like Eddie Murphy usually. And I like this stuff from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, like it's his early stuff, right? So he's a little bit more outlandish and crazy instead of, he went very kid friendly later on.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I like now that he's starting to go back. Like he did a movie on Netflix about Dolomite, the first blaxploitation movie.
Yes.
I love that. That was one of my favorite movies of that year. It was so good. He was so good in it.
Yeah,
Arsenio Hall was in it too as like a prissy actor. So wait, was it Arsenio Hall? Anyways, I'm sorry. It was Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes playing this prissy.
Very different people.
I know, very different people. My bad. And, no, I was thinking of Coming to America. That's why I got it. I've always really liked Eddie Murphy movies, like his comedies from the 80s and 90s, action comedies from the 80s and 90s, like Beverly Hills Cop. I drawn a blank. I recently watched 48 Hours and Another 48 Hours with him and Nick Nolte. Those movies are really racist. They didn't age well, but they were still, some of the action was really fun. And he's hilarious in them.
Well, I think that was like a thing about like those action buddy cop movies from that time period, because even if you look back at like, besides Mel Gibson being an issue, but if you look back at Lethal Weapon,
I love those movies.
But a lot of it did not age that well. Like they're stereotypical, they're slightly racist, they're really mean, they're crazy, like not violent in like a good way, like kicking and punching, but violent in like a absolutely brutal way that we're just like cringing. You're just like, really? This is supposed to be fun? I don't know. Like it just doesn't. You're just like, oh. But yes, I still watch Lethal Weapon when it's on. I must admit, it's fine.
Yeah, Mel Gibson won't like. I love the Mad Max movies. I like Braveheart's a little different, but like I love a lot of movies that he's in. Maverick. I love Maverick. His shit. Oh, I like westerns.
Sorry, I made a face.
Sorry, Tracy made a face. She does not like Maverick. Mel Gibson being a shitty person won't won't ruin. Like Tom Cruise is kind of a shitty person, but I love his movies.
I do too. It makes me so angry.
I know. I want to hate them, but he makes such good movies.
I watched Edge of Tomorrow again on the weekend. I've seen that movie a ridiculous amount of time. They keep showing it on TV
I've seen it
for some reason.
Yeah.
And every time I watch it, I'm just like, I like this movie.
So much fun. I love time loop movies, and when they're in Star Trek, one of my favorite Star Trek episodes. And yeah, Edge of Tomorrow is so great. Like, and it was a bit of a bomb too.
Yeah, in the theaters, it sucked. Like it did. Nobody saw it, but
it's not. I saw it in theaters.
I did see it in theaters. I'm like 90% sure I saw that one in theaters.
I definitely saw it in theaters. I was like, this movie's
and
great.
I really liked it. The one
they are making a sequel.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah, they're actually going to title that one the original title of the movie, which was Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, they've actually called the first one. They say Edge of Tomorrow, : Live, Die, Repeat. I've seen that a bunch of times.
Technically, the original movie and all of the artwork was supposed to be Live, Die, Repeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is when the movie was coming out, they decided last minute to change the title to Edge of Tomorrow. And that's why everything says Live, Die, Repeat in big letters and Edge of Tomorrow is very small. Because when I was looking for this movie, I was like, what is the name of this movie? Because I couldn't find it at first because I kept looking for Live, Die, Repeat. And I was just like, wait, it also says Edge of Tomorrow. Is that the title? Because usually Edge of Tomorrow would be big and Live, Die, Repeat would be like the tagline, you know? So like this second movie is supposed to be called Live, Die, Repeat again. Watch them change it last second and there's gonna be like the Edge of Overmorrow. You're like, what? Fine. We're gonna make it work.
Anyways, I'm curious how they'll make the second one.
Well, technically he controls the aliens now.
Yeah, but didn't he blow up the alien base in Paris or whatever? And then
but he got all the blood from the mother thing that was there.
Yeah.
So if it works the same way as the other one did, then he would actually have control over all of them, not just the repeating of the day.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, I just watched this like 2 days ago. So it's in here. It's here right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a year or two.
What? I swear I watch that like at least since it's been out. I watch it like twice a year. It's just on. Like I don't even like it's at a point where I don't even actively watch it. It's like it's on TV and I'm gonna go do something. Okay, leave it, walk away, and I'm just like, oh, I like this part, and I come back and check it out. You know, so yeah.
So you said Golden Child you watched on TV?
Yeah, Golden Child. I saw as a kid.
Yeah.
I definitely remember like watching this quite a bit with like my brother and stuff. Especially the part where he's just like, "Ooh, brother Noomsy."
I couldn't believe Charles Dance was in this.
Yes, Tywin Lannister himself. I was just like,
he's the wizard bad guy.
Yes, he plays such a good bad guy. Like his face is just, I'm a bad guy. Do you see it? You know, it's so perfect. Yeah. But
I didn't understand his powers in this movie. Really, like it was some kind of. He has a dream sequence where he cuts Eddie Murphy's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just cut his throat? just end it there. If he's the chosen one.
No idea.
I don't know.
Well, this for me on this watching where I'm like, my job to watch this movie is to like actively look at it and like analyze it and be like, what am I getting from this movie?
Yeah.
And it was shocking how, I mean, not really shocking, but how disjointed the story was. Because in my head, I'm like, this story makes perfect sense. I've seen this lots of time. This story is good. And then I watched it. I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah. So Eddie Murphy is he's renowned for finding children or kidnapped kids. In the opening scene, he's just putting up flyers. Is that his crack? Is that how he finds?
I don't know if he's renowned for it, but it's a thing that he does, and she sees him on TV
on the cable access show
doing it. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, I had to look it up. Keenang sees him on TV.
Yes,
and that actress is not Asian.
No.
I looked her up.
Which
Her mom is white and her dad's Iraqi Chilean.
really?
Yeah, not
Oh,
Asian.
I guess so. I guess the Chilean part gives her the Asianish features,
I
I
guess, yeah.
suppose.
Like, I mean, you can kind of tell when they're using a white person. I'm watching a show on Amazon called Yellowstone, and there's a lot of indigenous actors in it because it's like cowboys next to a reserve. But the main indigenous woman, nope, she's not indigenous.
Oh
Why? And
no.
why do they just keep doing this?
I don't know.
It's just.
I'm very curious as to who this one is.
She'll be the first young female, I guess, in IMDb.
Let's see. Um, hmm. What's her character's name? Do you know?
Monica Dutton.
Yeah, but Monica Dutton isn't she part of the family?
She is, but have you watched the show? So
No, I haven't watched the show.
The rebel Dutton son marries an indigenous woman, and Kevin Costner has a conniption shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he brands him with a Y on his chest.
He brands his own son because he doesn't like who she married.
Who he got pregnant and married. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
The show is kind of crazy. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, it's a show I will never watch. I'm not gonna watch it.
I don't think it's up here.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't sound like it's just annoying how like I get Hollywood did this in the 80s. Like even like what's the worst example? Mickey Rooney.
Oh my god, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, like the Asians in movies played by white people. It
happens
a lot.
But the big problem with Mickey Rooney portraying the Asian is not the fact that he portrayed the Asian, it is how he portrayed the Asian character. And he was a caricature who was clearly just making fun of them. Yeah. But the funny thing is that even at that time period, people already were just like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. But they did it anyways.
Yeah.
And like, I still remember the first time I actually sat down and watched that whole movie. Like, I'd known about that part.
This is Breakfast at Tiffany's, right?
Breakfast at Tiffany's, yeah. Like, it's one of those movies I had just never gotten around to watching. I have TCM, and I was like, oh, it's coming on. I'm going to sit and watch it. Mm-hmm. Sat and watched it. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was just, this is a classic movie? Why the fuck is this a classic movie? It is so bad.
I mean, I didn't like the movie when I first saw it. I don't get it why it's such a classic. But
I don't get it either. I really don't get it either.
Even the other Asian characters in the movie, like they're from Nepal. They're supposed to be. They're Chinese actors, Japanese actors.
Oh, and the Golden Child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice James Hong is in it. Did you know who I'm talking about? He ran the restaurant with I saw a news thing on him recently. He is the most credited actor on IMDb. He has like 400 credits to his name, over 400.
Wait, hold on. Am I thinking of the right person?
James Hong. Click on his name on IMDb. It's because he does a lot of voice work, but he's also in a lot of movies in small parts. And he's the most.
It's David Lopan. Okay. So this goes back. So remember, I was saying there's a couple of actors from Big Trouble in Little China in this movie. Well, it's him, James Hong. Then, because he played Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China, but also the guy who plays Egg Chen, he plays the girl's father.
Yeah. Okay.
In Tibet.
Mm-hmm.
Also one of the background thugs. No, not the background thug. It's the guy who owns the Chinese restaurant that they go to.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Rain in Big Trouble in Little China. He's one of the guards who like Lopan. There's the guy who blows up.
Yeah.
There's the guy who with the lightning, and there's the other guy named Rain. He's that guy.
Yeah. And
so he's in this as well. So there's three of them.
It seems like in the 80s and 90s, they had a pool of Asian actors they would always go to.
Yeah, and they're like, this is it. This is what we're doing. Yep. 441 credits.
He has the most of anyone.
I mean, honestly, I am not surprised.
And he's still going strong. He's still doing a lot of work.
Yeah, he's got he's apparently doing the Gremlins TV series.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing I'm assuming it's a voice and he's not in it.
He does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah, since he got older, it's just been all like because he did Kung Fu Panda, right? He does Poe's father, the goose. Duck?
I only saw the first one. I didn't,
What?
which I did like. I did like it. I just haven't seen the other one. I
All
should,
three
because I
of them
like.
are actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
What else? My
Oh
God.
God, take all day to go through his resume.
Seriously.
But,
Yeah, he
you
did
mentioned.
the voice for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show.
Yep.
I actually think he did voice in the original one as well. Oh, he does a voice in the regular show. I love that show. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
No, you could spend all day going through his
Seriously.
his resume.
There's so much. Oh my God. He showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh my God. I have to check if he did Star Trek at any point. Hold on.
Off the top of my head, no, but
I want to say no as well. Yeah, no. How did he not end up in Star Trek? This blows my mind. Even as like a voiceover in the cartoon or something.
Yeah.
God.
Play the alien that took over for Chekhov.
Yes. It's just something.
Something. You mentioned Penang's father, the meet in Tibet. I actually really liked his character.
Oh yeah, no, he plays great characters.
I like how he fucks with Eddie Murphy at the beginning as like the beggar.
Yeah.
And then you meet him later. He's like, I'm not him.
He's like, what are you talking about? It's what?
And then he's telling her, oh yeah, I really like him. I don't understand how they fall in love so quickly.
Me neither.
Like,
I don't get it.
They've known each other for 5 days.
Yep.
Tops.
Yeah. And like at first she's just like, no, I'm not going upstairs with you. All of a sudden she's like, aren't you going to invite me upstairs? And then all of a sudden they're in love. And I'm like, how are you in love? Like, how is that's not how this works. I know you beat up some guy, like weird biker dudes for him, but
I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but when you kick the guy through the water pipe and then her white shirt gets all wet, I was like, hee.
Okay, so I just want
such an 80s thing.
I think she was wearing flesh toned like camisole or bra, because there is no nipple.
No.
I'm just gonna say that. There is no nipple.
I think that's what kept it PG-13.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that like her getting all wet, and why was she wearing white from head to toe when the whole time she was wearing, because before that scene, she's wearing like Tibetan, like colorful coat, big thing, and like pants and a skirt.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden this one scene, she's just like, I'm gonna wear white from head to toe so I get wet. It's gonna be great. Like, what?
It is such an 80s action movie thing to like get the main female naked or wet. Well,
because even at the end when she's like fighting and she's going to bed, she's wearing like the like night shirt, and she's like, oh, we have to go. She doesn't put on pants, she doesn't put on shoes, she just like jumps out the window, and then there's a whole bunch of like close-ups of her fighting people, and it's just like underpants.
And she's from Tibet, a very cold country.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No.
You know, because I'm like, if I'm on the lam, I'm keeping on as much clothes as possible so I can like run away if necessary. Jeez, I don't know. There were a lot of questions to be had at that part.
Yeah, well, the whole movie is very weird.
Very weird. Well, because, okay, so one of the things I didn't remember was how dark the surrounding story was, because I remember the Golden Child, they're trying to give, I remember the like blood oatmeal thing.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
That was weird, right? Because they have to like, they explained it in there, they have to corrupt him on the inside so they can kill him, because
they sacrificed a young woman so he could eat blood.
Yeah. But okay, so that's the thing, right? So I didn't remember the bikers. I didn't remember, like, you know, you see, like, you are part of the murder of a young girl at the beginning. So in the beginning,
which no one seems to care about.
Which nobody cares about. So there's murder, there's sex trafficking, there's not sex trafficking, but like human. What is it? What's it called? Like
human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Yep.
You know, there's biker gangs, there's like international incidents, like there's all this stuff. And you're just like, okay, this is a lot darker than I thought it was. All I remember was Brother Numsi. And then to me, I'm like, it's a kids movie.
That was hilarious.
It was great.
Yeah.
What is his name? His name is Sada Noomspa.
Yeah.
Which which also doesn't make any sense.
Stardo Noomspot.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
So as I said, I've watched this movie many times.
Yeah.
On this rewatching, I picked up some new stuff and everything.
Isn't that fun when that happens?
It's fun when that happens. Yes.
I love when I watch Jurassic Park and I know something new. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Jurassic Park's a great movie.
Like just movies I've watched 1,000 times.
And then all of a sudden you're just like,
I never noticed that in the scene before. Like, it happens to me every time I watch Pulp Fiction.
Oh, there's
always
much
something
stuff.
I don't either remember or just don't notice. I did never notice before.
Yeah, because he's so particular about his like sets and his spaces that most things in there have some reason to be there, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, and I love that about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
So my question is, what was Sada Noomspa's goal? What was the purpose of killing the golden child?
He was going to use the golden child to end the world.
Is that what it was?
Which to me is always a lame bad guy move. Like, why do you want to end the world? No one will know what you did. You'll be dead. Like, at least Thanos just wants to destroy half the universe. The other half knows what happened.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is with Thanos is that he is an environmentalist, is essentially what he is. And he's like, we're going to destroy half of you so I can at least save half of everything. So whatever. Yeah. Whereas with this guy, I was just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, what?
I don't know why you're doing this.
Use your wizarding powers for other stuff. It can still be evil, just doesn't, ending the world's so lame.
Yeah, and also like the part where he connects with his boss or something. You know, when he puts out like a prayer mat and the walls fall away.
Oh, that scene's insane. Like the fire in the background and he's like hovering. It was like, I'll admit, I took a gummy when I watched this movie and I was like, whoa, what is going on?
Look, to be honest, it was clear that he was on a green screen, yes, but that scene is still very cool. It is very cool.
I do like this movie.
But like that whole scene was sort of like, oh, we're having a meeting. This could have been an email. Like it was very, hey boss, I'm just down here and like we've got the kid and he doesn't want to eat some oatmeal and stuff. He's like, why doesn't he want to eat oatmeal? Isn't he hungry yet? Oh no, but dudes are watching him. Blah, blah. And I'm just like, what is happening? What are you doing?
Actually, we haven't talked much about the kid. Like he can bring things back from the dead. Yeah. He can touch people and control them. He touches one of Charles Dance's henchmen and instantly falls in love with them, but starts, doesn't want the kid to be hurt.
Yeah, I think it's like he lightens them or whatever.
Yeah. Why were his henchmen monsters or I didn't understand. Did I miss something?
Well,
they weren't monsters, but they were humanoids with deformities or one of them looked like an original Star Trek Klingon, I thought, with the little face bump.
Oh yeah, that's true. The girl mentioned at the beginning that they might be demons, but it's like a passing sentence that is thrown out there. I'm just like, oh, they're demons. That explains the what Eddie Murphy calls him, like the monkey guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Well, this is the thing that was bothering me. I'm like, a lot of this stuff seems pointless and unexplained, and not like I need an in-depth explanation for everything, but just a little bit of oh, they're weird looking because of this reason, or the reason he's doing this is for this reason. I don't care how he got to Earth or where he came from. Just be like, I'm here to do this thing.
Did they ever explain how Charles Dance got his powers? Why he's a wizard? Yeah. I wasn't sure if I missed something.
Yeah. Well, with the ending, I just assumed he was a demon, so that's where the things came from.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of shrugging, guys. I'm doing a lot of shrugging.
It's a really strange movie.
It's a very strange movie.
Have we talked about the smoking snake lady woman behind the curtain?
No. She's 500 years old and is in a basement in LA for some reason.
She smokes a lot of cigarettes.
I don't know. It's atmosphere, I tell you. It's atmosphere. Yeah. Like, well, this is the problem. Like the thing is like there are scenes in this movie that are cool,
Mhm.
but they don't seem to fit together
No.
in any way. Really.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a hodgepodge of strange
Yeah.
stuff. Very
Yeah.
strange. Eddie Murphy fighting wizards. It's I don't know. It was just so bonkers. I really appreciate it for that. I've been saying that word a lot, but the movie really is bonkers.
It is bonkers, actually. No, but I watch, unlike Godzilla, I watch this movie going, what is going on, in a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah, I wasn't groaning or annoyed, and it's a solid hour and a half. Like it doesn't drag. I wasn't bored at any point.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed a bunch. Like especially I can't remember what he says. Like when he sees Sardo. Like sorry, you do it so well.
Oh, brother Nomse.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Oh yeah,
it gave me actual Foley vibes from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's like pretending to be like I think he shows up at a wedding or something, and he's one of the movies. Like he's the caterer and very bombastic. Anyway,
yeah,
he just gave me those vibes.
Well, because even though it's very disrespectful, when he goes to the Tibetan temple and they've got to like spin the thing to talk, and he's like, I want the knife.
I want the
Please.
knife, please.
It still makes me laugh. It was so
funny. It was
stupid.
so funny.
It still
Yeah.
makes me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should be offended, but like, are they making fun of Tibetan? Are they all made up?
Well, this is one of my problems with this movie. I'm like I don't know enough about Tibetan culture. I don't know any Tibetan people as far as I know. And so I am watching this and they're not, it seems to just be like one of those things you're like, ancient Chinese secrets. They wanted to switch it up, like ancient Tibetan secret. You know, like
it's a Hollywood trope. Like, ooh, the Far East, it's mystical. Ooh, we don't understand what's going on. You know,
yeah,
it's like the sexy Asian woman trope. Like,
yeah,
they don't give Keenan much character.
Yeah,
she's hot and she can fight.
Yeah, she just beats up people and she's like, "Hey, I'm cool." And you're like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah, but Eddie Murphy falls in love with her like that.
Yeah, but she also falls in love with him like that because
who wouldn't? Because the man's charming.
Not in this movie. He's an ass. Like he's amusing. Don't get me wrong. But if I was her, I would have punched him. Like he says some not very nice things to her, and he like insults her culture. True. Because yes, I know some of the things she says to him are ridiculous and strange. And you're like, that can't be true. Mm-hmm. But still, she's there. She's here for a reason. She's like, I'm doing this thing, and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna smoke a joint out of your scroll.
But wouldn't we act the same way if we met someone like that who's talking about mysticism and magic?
I would have rolled my eyes.
Be a little more polite, but
yeah, I would have been more polite about it. Where
he's openly mocks it.
Yeah, like,
and he's kind of like Scully in the way. Like it takes him a long time to accept it.
Yeah,
even though he's seen all this crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. But well, because he only really starts to kind of accept it when he goes through the trials to get the knife or whatever, right? Yeah. But before that, even though he had the weird dream and he saw the blood in the bowl,
he wakes up with a cut on his arm right down the center.
But, yeah, and he was
Charles
still
Dance cut.
It's not real.
Yep. Must be an explanation for this.
Yeah, I don't know. But that guy needs to cut his nails because he's scratching people in the worst way.
I don't understand how you go to the bathroom with nails like that. How do you function in society with long nails, like super long? Like I don't.
Well,
I don't understand.
I don't like right now. I do have long nails.
Yeah, but
they're not as.
I've seen them. They're not. Like I've seen some women with like the clip-on nails that are super long, like up to here. Sorry, this is visual, but I'm like, how do you wipe your bum?
Oh, that's my thing. Like, I just don't understand how you do normal things. Like, how do you type? How do you button a shirt? How do you comb your hair? Like, you know. But usually, if they've got nails like that, they're acrylic, so they're not like regular nails. They're they're thick and they're a polymer that has been dried to, your nail. So they're meant not to break. And when they do break, they take your actual nail with it, and it's usually very painful.
Oh God.
So
I don't understand long nails. Not my I don't.
It's an aesthetic. Like I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, I mean,
you do you, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. It just seems like an unnecessary hassle.
Look, these are
maybe some guys like it. I don't know.
The unnecessary pressures that are put on women by our patriarchal society.
Oh, name me 50. Come on, Tracy. Good point.
Yes, we are not going to start talking about patriarchal society and our issues.
Down with the patriarchy.
Right now. Okay, we're talking about the golden child,
yes,
and we're just going to be ridiculous about it because, damn. Okay,
this movie's ridiculous,
but in a good way. In a good way. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we're talking about.
Who knows? We got off the rails.
Got off the rails. Yes.
Just like this movie.
I was going to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
So the part where he goes into the cave and he goes through his trials, like he walks over little stones and goes on the bridge, and the bridge like goes up in flames and he has to drink the water and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He calls back, and asks, like, has anybody ever succeeded this? And he said, they said no, which means they didn't say nobody's ever tried. They said nobody's ever succeeded. But my question is, who is going in there and rebuilding that bridge every time it goes up in flames?
Yeah, every time someone needs this magical light.
Yeah, they're like, turn on the lights. We're coming in. Lower the bridge. Like, I don't... What? Like, how many ancient bridges are there? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
At least in The Last Crusade, Indy was the first one to be there.
Yes.
So
it made sense.
That's the way it is.
Yes. My other question is, with the bridge being gone, how did he get back out?
Well, wasn't that the joke? Like, he's like, turn the lights on, I'm ready to go. And then it just cuts to the next scene.
Cuts to the next scene. Yeah. You're just like, did they turn on the lights? Is that how it worked? Is there a back door? Like, did you have to climb through
the father lowers a rope.
I was just like, how is he getting back out? Way, but so those are my two big questions.
That's it.
Those are my two big questions. I am done. That is it. I don't know. I just like with Godzilla, I just have a bunch of like random notes. Like, that kid's adorable. I don't know. Because they show him right at the beginning and he's like all wide-eyed and stuff and looking all he's like, ah. And then it cuts to Sada Noomsi and his Noomspa. Sorry, that's his real name, Sada Noomspa.
Yeah.
And he's like walking with his minions to this Tibetan temple to steal the kid. And the music that comes out that is so synthy and so 80s is so loud.
That's one of my notes. 80s music rocks. That's what I wrote down. I like even like when the opening scene of Eddie Murphy where he's walking, putting up the flyers, there's this weird 80s music going on. I'm like, this is awesome.
And like, this is perfect for this.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
I found it funny, like when Sardo Numspa, I gotta look over my notes every time. Say it properly. Screw it. When Charles Dance is with his like army to attack the temple, everyone is in full winter gear except him. I love when movies do that. Like, they'll be in like Antarctica, or there'll be Jon Snow walking through the what's north of the wall called?
It's just north of the wall, I think.
Maybe north of the wall. And all his men who are nameless are covered up and warm. He's got no hat on. Like, because the movies don't want to cover up their actors.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
Every single time.
Jon Snow has a glorious man hair that protects him naturally. What are you talking about?
He would freeze to death. His ears would fall off.
Yeah, but the difference is Sada Noomspa is some sort of demon from hell. So maybe he runs hot. That's
a great point.
Possible.
Actually, he doesn't need it. Yeah, okay.
He doesn't need it. Yeah. So that's what I was getting from that.
You fixed it for me.
See, I fixed it. See, logical.
But watch out for it. Whenever there's like a winter scene, or like a scene with torrential rain, they will not cover up the main actors because you want to see their face.
That's why everybody was drenched in Godzilla. Like everybody's just like, nobody thinks about carrying an umbrella, even though it's been pouring rain for days. They're all just like, we're gonna have a 10-minute conversation, as buckets of water are thrown on me.
Somehow Matthew Broderick finds a pharmacy to get the pregnancy test, but he can't find an umbrella.
No, they don't exist. Not in that world. They've never fixed this problem. It's like it's Kate and Leopold all over again.
I've never. That's with not Hugh Grant. That's with oh my god, I love this man. Hugh Jackman and
Meg Ryan.
I've never seen that movie. Does it turn out like they're related?
That movie makes me so angry. No, that's not what it is.
There's something gross about it, right?
And also, Lieb Schreiber is also in it.
Yeah. What's the gross thing about that movie?
It's not gross. It's just bad.
No, there's something in that movie that's gross. I remember someone telling me about.
No.
Because doesn't he travel through time and he meets his ancestor or is this descendant, but then they bang?
No, okay, so her roommate, is this her roommate or her ex-boyfriend or something, finds a time portal by jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge, and it goes back to whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he fools around with random people, and there's a whole discussion about maybe I'm my own grandfather. I remember that. Okay. But I don't remember a lot of details. All I remember is that Hugh Jackman is supposed to be the guy who invents the elevator, and when he brings him back to modern times, so all of the buildings don't have elevators in them, but they all have elevator shafts, and everybody knows about elevators. And I am just like, if they don't exist, why would you build a building with an elevator shaft, and why would people still know about elevators?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Also, they wouldn't build buildings 80 stories high because no one's fucking walking that up every,
you understand.
Our entire world will be different.
Okay.
Architecturally speaking.
So
no, I remember at a party, someone told me there's something gross about that. Anyways, I'll look it up later.
Yeah, I don't remember.
If you can put it in the show notes.
I don't remember the gross part of it. But
unless I'm mixing it up with another time travel rom-com.
Oh, lots of the time travel ones are kind of.
Yeah. Oh, Time Traveler's Wife. Eric Bana goes back to see what's her name? From
it's Rachel McAdams.
McAdams as a child. He goes to see the love of his life as a child, and he's acting like husbandly to her. It's so weird.
I've never watched the movie, but that makes me uncomfortable.
I actually really like the movie. I never read the book, but I did really like the movie.
Mm-hmm. The one movie
I love rom-com time travel. That's why I'm shocked I haven't seen Kate and Leopold. Have you seen About Time?
About Time. I knew you were going to bring that up.
Makes me bawl every time. Every time he sees his dad for the last time, I'm just Niagara Falls. I'm just like. I've seen that movie like 10 times.
The funny thing is that is a movie that is on my list to watch. Not Time Traveler's Life, but About Time. And I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
Oh, if you want to do like a special podcast, I'm in. You should do like a special time travel rom-com.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. About Time is awesome. I really think you'll like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll push it up my list.
And sorry, I said I cry because I thought you'd seen
it. Okay. So I swear to God, he's getting weepy already just thinking about it, guys. He totally is. But isn't it the bad guy from Star Wars? It's the guy who travels.
No, it's Bill Nye or Bill Nye.
No, he plays the father, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the father. And then
isn't the guy who's traveling? He's the bad guy.
It's oh God, he's an Irish actor.
Yeah, he's the redhead.
And his father's famous too.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is.
This is not fun for your audience.
I have no idea what that guy's name is.
This is what a party is like with me and Tracy. We're like, oh, you know that guy from that movie?
Oh, that one. Yeah. And then we just continue and ignore looking it up because we both know the reference.
Yeah.
But for other people, they're just like, what are you
2 hours later, we're in a new board game and it's so-and-so.
You're like, oh, that guy. Yes.
All right, I'm going to cheat. Wait. It's Donald Gleason. I didn't get to it.
There you go.
And his father is Brendan Gleeson.
Who's Brendan Gleeson?
Look,
he was famous.
Type him up, you'll recognize him. He is he's in a lot of good. Have you ever seen In Bruges?
Yes.
So he's not Colin. I'm bad at it. He's the hitman, not he. There's two hitmen, right? There's him and Colin Farrell. So he's the one who throws himself off the tower at the end.
That's his father?
His father, yeah.
Oh, I know that guy. That guy's in tons of shit. That guy's great. He's mean.
First time I saw Donald Gleason was about time, or at least I recognized him. And then I noticed him in a Black Mirror episode, which is one of my favorites.
Wasn't he also in like I know he did Peter Rabbit, and wasn't he in one of the Harry Potter movies or something?
Yeah, he's he plays the twins of twin brothers of Ron Weasley.
Yeah, right.
I know how you feel about Harry Potter. No, I'm not with you like on the hate of Harry Potter. I just think Harry Potter's okay.
I don't hate Harry Potter.
My mom and my friends love it. So like,
I don't hate Harry Potter.
The way you talk about it,
I just think it's a lie, and I can't watch the movies.
Yeah.
So there.
So I've never read the books. I've seen all the movies. The last Fantastic Beast. Oh, what a shitty movie! It's so bad. The first one was okay.
I hated that. I was so angry. It was the first. It was the first Harry Potter movie that I was like, I want to see that movie. That movie looks good. And then I watched the movie and I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Sorry. I like some of it. Like the second one, oh my God. If I ever win a bet with you, I need to like make you watch it like once a week for a year.
I will fight you.
It is the worst movie.
Fight you.
Johnny Depp is so bad in it. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, we're off track here.
We are going to talk about Harry Potter another time.
You have to do a special episode and bring Jess and like some other the Harry Potter friends on.
Harry Potter's coming up. It's
wait, you own some?
I own the first movie. Yeah.
Has anyone claimed it yet?
Yeah, I think it's Austin who's doing it.
Oh, you got to have Jess. Like, if you're gonna do it, like break it out.
Maybe. Well, it's two movies, right? It's just the first Harry Potter and Heat. So.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Heat.
So, I don't know. Well, because Austin's got 2 more episodes, and there's that episode he's doing by himself for right now, and then the next episode he's doing with someone else.
Yeah.
So maybe we can talk Austin into doing a group episode.
I don't know if Jess wants to do it. I just know how much she loves.
Yeah, but that means we're gonna
mom on.
We're gonna get in an argument. While I watch it. I'm gonna be so frustrated watching.
Oh, you love movie arguments, though.
I kind of do. I must admit.
That's why you must have me and Mike on for Fury Road.
It's happening. It's gonna happen. Fury Road is not part of the collection, but Mad Max is. So then we can talk about Fury Road.
Nice, yeah. Wait, which Mad Max do you own?
Thunderdome.
Oh God, that's like the worst one.
It's got Tina Turner in it. It can't be the worst one. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's even better than. It's even worse than the first one. The first one's very low budget Australian. What's it called? Ozploitation.
Yeah,
was a genre, and it is very very low budget. But it's fun watching Mel Gibson run down bikes who killed his wife.
I mean, it was wasn't it his first major role?
One of them, yeah. It's one of his first. And then The Road Warrior is just one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's the second one, right?
I debate in my head if I like Fury Road better than Road Warrior. I don't know. I can't pick one. They're both so good.
Honestly, I haven't watched the other ones enough to be able to do that in my head. Yeah. All I know is that Fury Road.
Wait, should we say this for the Fury Road?
No, I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for right now. I don't need hate mail as yet.
It's just me and Mike.
We're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. Okay. I think part of that episode will make me watch Fury Road.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
I hope it warms your heart and you realize you've been wrong this whole time.
I doubt it.
If they show that movie to bring people back to theaters, like I think they'll pick some movies, like how they're showing Jurassic Park, and I want to see that movie in theater.
Well, to be honest, like it's really sad that a lot of the drive-ins are shut down because this is a great time for drive-ins. Like with summer on the way, and just get in a car with like one other person or even like one person a car, as long as it's proper, like it's your household is in the vehicle, not like a bunch of friends or whatever. it would be great. So like you can still see movies, but I think there's like one drive-in in Toronto and the next one's in like Orangeville or some crap. Like,
I've
what
never
are we
been to a
gonna
drive-in.
do? I've never been to. There is a possibility I was at a drive-in at a time before I can remember things.
Oh yeah, maybe as a kid I was brought to one, but I don't remember.
As in as between the ages of like 6 and now, I have not been to a drive-in. I have done like the outdoor showings that they show in like Hyde Park and Christie Pitts.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to a drive-in. So
see, that's different because at least you're like on a blanket or a chair. Like I don't think I would enjoy sitting in my car listening to something through the car speakers. Well, I don't know if I would enjoy that.
I don't know why. Like, as long as your windshield is clean and you're seeing it and the speakers are good speakers, I don't see. It should technically be as loud as being in a theater and stuff. So you're in an encompassed space, because actually I think, now that I think about it, I think the drive-ins now, they don't give you a speaker. It's like it's a dial on your radio you go to and it pipes through that. Yeah.
Or that's what at least I've seen in movies, or someone's told me that.
I don't know. If you got a good system in your car, it'd be fine.
Our car's a little old, so I don't know if it would. But even if it was the best sound system, I don't know if I guess I got to try it one day.
Yeah, just try it.
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem would be. You're in comfy chairs that are reclinable. Just relax, have your own snacks.
I just don't want to sit in a car more than I have. I'm not a car person. It just to get me from point A to point B. I want to be in as little as possible.
Really? No, I like I said, I go to New York once a year. That's a 10-hour drive, man, and I like it.
My one time in New York, we drove because it was a bachelor party and we were trying to save money. Long ass drive. We left Toronto at midnight, got there at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. We were so tired. I could not do that now.
No, I've done the overnight drive to New York for sure. I've done that before. The problem is a lot of the highways are not lit at night. Like when you're in the between cities.
And when I drove, it was
and it's pitch black.
There was a storm. I don't know if it was winter, if it was raining, or if it was I think it was raining, and it was not fun to drive because my friends were asleep and it wasn't my car either, so I wasn't used to it.
No, somebody's got to be awake with you the whole time.
I'm lucky I didn't kill them. Because you're right, a lot of the parts aren't lit. And then when it was light, we were in Pennsylvania for one part of it, and there were so many crosses and Jesus will save you signs. I was like, this is hilarious.
I love that. That's the hilarious part.
Yeah, it kept me awake because I got to laugh at it.
Jesus is gonna save you.
It was constant though. It wasn't like once in a while. It was. Anyways,
there was just too much. But unlike in Golden Child, there ain't that much moving crosses in this.
Ooh, what a segue!
Segue,
bringing us back on track.
Lean weirdly forward and you move forward with it. It's fun. See, look, I did a segue about a segue. Done. Yeah. I am killing it today. It's fine.
I did write down one crazy line that Ki-Nang said.
Is it about the Americans?
No, it was about the dragon. Remember what she said about a dragon?
No.
So she says at one point, I was raped by a dragon. Or
no.
Or somebody was raped by a dragon, and it gives them the power.
It's the snake lady behind the thing.
Snake lady, that's it.
Yeah, because he asked her, he's just like, well, how do you live to be 500 years? Oh, one of her ancestors was raped by a dragon, and they just walk away from it.
What? This is a PG-13 movie. It's like when we saw Gremlins for the Christmas special, and what's her face brings up how her dad was killed in the chimney, Santa. Like,
and you're like,
so dark.
Yeah.
Look, why are you bringing up, like, it's not a children's movie, but like it's for kids, I guess. Like it's PG-13. Why are you bringing up rape?
Exactly. Yeah, and the thing is too is like it was such like I actually think it was meant to be humorous, and it was just so flippant, and they just like cut as soon as she said it, and it was like
and wrote it down.
And we're like, aren't we gonna talk about this? Is nobody? That's it. We're just leaving it.
There's dragons, like just that.
Like,
and they're rapey.
Exactly. Like,
how does that even work?
Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe dragons are like, how Zeus used to come to Earth and like disguised themselves as different things. Maybe that's what dragons did, and came down and was just like, oh, we're gonna get it on. I'm a goose now, and just I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, if you read enough of those like Zeus stories and all the people he raped and stuff, you're just like, who's having sex with a goose? Yeah. He disguised himself as a goose, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. What?
And Zeus is a good guy.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. You're just like, and this is the god that you were like praising.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's like religion is kind of bullshit. Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's not considered religion anymore. It's considered mythology.
Yeah, I guess nobody now really believes
different.
Isn't that crazy? At some point, Christianity will be mythology, probably.
Yeah.
And Islam and like so much time will have passed where it'll be like the Greek gods in a sense.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It seems to be a point in time tells you when something is, whether you're part of a cult, whether you're part of a religion, or whether you believe in mythology. Those are the three things that seem to be, the trajectory of all of these things. I mean, some things last longer than others, but I don't know. But like the Greek gods and Roman gods and stuff, that was hundreds of years, right? Just like with like
I'd say thousands probably. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because
Well, it's like the Egyptian gods, right? Like I don't think anyone believes. Yeah, no, Egypt's Muslim now. So that was tens of thousands of years probably.
Mm-hmm. But also part of those things being relegated to mythology has to do with things like religious wars and crusades, where they just murdered people who didn't believe in other things.
Until that's not happen again.
Yeah. I mean, sure. They're going to kill the atheists and agnostics first, so we're in trouble. It's fine.
That's me.
Yes. Just make sure, stay fit, learn to run, pick a weapon.
I must push back on this because I read a stat in the news and I was like, this is great. I think it was less than 30% of Americans go to church, or it was even I can't remember the exact percentage, but it was it was less than 30% of Americans, North Americans, say religion in their life is important.
Oh,
so okay. It's been declining for a while,
and
it was 30 or 40%. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was surprised.
So wait, at first you said go to church, and then think religion is important. Those are two different things.
I can't remember exactly what it was. I shouldn't have brought it up because I don't have the stats in front of me.
Oh, okay.
But what it meant was it is declining.
Mm-hmm. But
especially with millennials?
I know this seems to be a very deep topic for what we're talking about, but
Golden Child brings it up.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. You got to believe in something, right?
Yeah.
But my question to that is why do you think do you think that decline is a good thing? Like, I know you're an atheist.
I do, yes.
Why?
I don't think you need religion to be a good person.
Agreed, but why does the decline make it a good thing? Because you can be a good person and be religious.
I think because of religion, a lot of bad things happen in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say the opposite. Like, I know communism was not religious. Nazi, there's the opposite too. But from my point of view, if it works for you, good. I'm not against that. Like, good on you. I don't like organized because it's usually used for bad. Like, not usually.
Well, to be honest, I think with any movement, whether it's good or bad, the loudest people are the ones that are heard. And
True.
I think that's one of the biggest problems, like especially with religion is one of them. And as a person who considers myself to be a feminist, a lot of my friends were like, you're not a feminist. I'm just like, how am I not a feminist? Because I'm not a giant bitch and think all men should die? They're like, yeah. I'm like, that's not what feminism is.
That's militant feminism.
That's just the people who yell the loudest. That's totally different, right? And I think that's the same thing with religion. It's like the people who are extremists, the people who are really loud, they ruin something that could be good.
There's extremist atheists who don't want Christmas up because, or if you see a cross, it has to be taken down. Like, I'm not like that at all.
No.
People can believe whatever they want to believe.
I agree.
good
I
on them.
absolutely agree.
As
Yeah.
long as church and state is separate, that's all separate. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't use your religion to oppress me, and I don't care what you believe in. That's the real thing. And to be clear, right? I am not a religious person.
Mhm.
I consider myself to be an agnostic. I was raised Catholic.
Mhm.
I've also always had a fascination with religion, so I know a surprising amount about religion.
Yeah, I find
and all that
very
kind of
fascinating.
stuff. I find it fascinating. I find it
Don't disagree with it.
interesting, you know. But it's true. Like, I agree with what you're saying. I don't know if a decline in religion is a good thing.
Well, look how it's used in the States, especially in politics, like Republican Party.
Yeah, but
it is
Republicans
used for really bad things. Like gay people, like why do you still hate gay people? Why?
Yeah, there's no point to
They're
any
the
of
nicest
that.
people.
Anyway. It's no, I mean, to me, like, gay people can be assholes just like
I know. I was making a joke. Yeah.
But my thing is like, I don't understand what the big deal is if two men or two women who are consenting adults want to get it on behind closed doors. That's fine. Yeah. Personally, I don't care if you're gay, you're straight, you're whatever you want to be called. Whatever. Yeah. But if you're standing somewhere in public and you're groping and making out, go the fuck home. Okay? Yeah. It has nothing to do with you being gay. It has nothing to do with you being straight. Mm-hmm. I just don't need to see that shit. Yeah. Okay?
Well, that's my problem. That's public displays of affection.
Yeah. Like, no, like there's nothing wrong with holding hands or a peck on the cheek. But I have seen some ridiculous things in public where I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
When it's youngins, and I feel old saying this, I'm like, give them a break, because maybe they're still both with their parents.
I don't care.
There's only time they can make out.
Yeah, go around a corner. Don't be in the middle of Young Street on a sidewalk blocking where I'm walking so you can make out. No.
Does this happen to you a lot?
It has happened. Pre-COVID.
Really? Yes. You're very angry about that.
I don't need this.
But you're very annoyed by this.
Look, as a person, I have done a lot of clubbing. I've gone to lots of bars.
Yep, I had my days.
I have come home at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I know there's less people on the street and stuff, but at the same time, it is surprising how many people are just standing in the middle of a sidewalk or blocking traffic or just like lying on a lawn, just getting it on. I'm just like, dude, jeez.
I'm more like, you go.
No. I'm just like, ugh.
Use a condom.
I'm also a cynic. Can you tell? I'm also a cynic.
No, I can't tell at all.
But anyways, yes. Yeah. What religion is the golden child? I don't know.
See, I don't think it's a real, like, Tibetan is oh my god, what's the Dalai Lama? That's
it's Buddhism.
Buddhism, thank you. They never mention Buddhism. I don't know much about it, but I think the stuff they show in the movie is not Buddhism.
Or is it Confucianism or Taoism, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know which one is what is.
I'm guessing it's just they didn't pick, like, maybe they're taking elements from different religions. My guess is it's nothing. It's not real religion.
Yeah, maybe they were just trying to be so what do you call it? Ambiguous about it.
Yeah.
So that nobody can officially be like, you're making fun of us.
Yeah. Like when the movie started, I thought, oh, this is the Dalai Lama that Charles Dance is trying to steal. Mm-hmm. But then when he started to have magical powers, I'm like, oh.
No. It's every 20 generations. No, every 1,000 generations a golden child is born.
Which is bonkers. How in the hell did this religion survive?
I don't know. But that's
if it's like, oh, in 19 generations, we'll have a golden child. Okay. So I'm gonna have
but this is
gonna be long dead.
This is 1,000 generations.
Oh, okay. So
on average,
a generation 40 years,
20 years. The generation is 20 years. So that's 20,000 years since the last golden child.
Well, no. So, you have to divide. Oh, it's 2,000 divided by
what? No, it's 1,000 generations. So it's
160. It's 167 years.
No. No, it says 1,000 generations. One generation is 20 years. So you multiply 1,000 by 20.
Oh yeah, 20,000, and then divide by 12, which is the months. Okay, so it's every 1,700 years.
Why are you dividing by 12? What are you talking about?
So you get 12 months a year. Oh,
Why would you divide by 12?
I don't know. Isn't that how he's supposed to? Maybe the bottle of wine's affecting me.
Wait, isn't your whole job to do with numbers and counting?
Okay, wait, we should probably cut this out. But 1,000 years divided by 20.
Multiply by 20.
Sorry. Generation. Sorry. It shouldn't be 12. It should be divided by 20. 20,000 divided by 20.
No. It is 1,000 generations. Okay. And a generation is 20 years. It is 20 times 1,000.
You're right.
That's it.
20,000 years. So the last golden child was, the pyramids weren't even built yet.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, this took me a while to get here.
I don't understand why. I was like, why
are you dividing?
What are you doing things? It's 20.
Cut this out so I don't look so stupid.
No, it is staying. No.
Damn it. All right, I deserve it.
I'll probably cut part of it. It's fine.
No, you should leave it in. I'm never going to listen. I'll never know. I can't listen to myself. I listen to your podcast except my episodes.
Okay. Why? They're good.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to hear myself.
But yes, every 20,000 years, a golden child is born to save the earth.
So this religion, 20,000 years ago, set up this golden child story, which is apparently true. And then for 20,000 years, they passed this down to their ancestors, and it never changed. They remembered that's insane.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So according to a quick Google, humans first appeared on Earth 7 million years ago, right?
Yeah.
So 7 million, 1, 2.
Because I think the ancient pyramids were built, 10,000 BC? Or that's when the Egyptian civilization started? Something like that?
So apparently there have been 350 golden children in our history
since the dawn of man.
Since the dawn of man. Yes. I don't know.
We weren't even human 7 million years ago.
I don't know.
Weren't we primordial sludge? There's one sludge, it's the golden child.
Yeah. And they made tools 2.5 million years ago. So but the golden child is to save the earth from the demons. I
did not understand what the golden child did.
I don't know what he was supposed to save us from or anything. So I don't.
Is it to defeat Charles Dance? But that's what Eddie Murphy did.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know.
And it sounds like the golden child can be used to destroy the world. Maybe we should stop having golden children.
Yeah, because if you corrupt the golden child, then he can be used to destroy the world.
Yeah. What if the golden child's raised by a monster? Like what if Superman is evil?
I don't know. I mean, they have studied that.
Yeah.
But it turns out Superman becomes good anyways.
As long as he lands on an Iowa farm.
Well, according to Red Sun, where he landed in Russia instead.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
He does everything for Russia. So America's just like, he's bad because he's doing things for Russia.
Yeah.
And then he becomes good and is like, I don't want to kill people. I'm like, all right, sure. I don't know. Well, it's about whatever values are instilled in you. It's nature versus nurture, I think is what it's called. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen Brightburn?
No, I have not. Which is kind of the.
It's basically a Superman kid shows up on a farm, and despite what the parents do, the kid's evil. Mm-hmm. It's low budget, but there's 2 deaths in the movie that just my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe how he kills his uncle in a way. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I've seen a lot of fucked up shit because of horror movies. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, this is too much. In a good way. I was just I was shocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Every once in a while, some filmmakers take a step a little too far and you're just like,
oh no, see, I don't think it was too far. I was just
really?
No, it was just so shocking. You got to watch it. I think Netflix or Crave got it recently. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. I'm curious what you would think about it.
I'd have a look at it.
It's basically Superman horror movie, sort of. It's not a horror movie per se, but it's got horror movie elements in it.
Well, honestly, that was one of the reasons why I didn't watch it, because I saw the ad for it. I was like, oh, it's bad Superman. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
I mean, it is. It really is. I
Mhm.
mean, like we're watching Invincible. Omni Man is bad,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he is. Now that I think
essentially.
about
Like,
it.
but he. I mean, wait.
But
You
it's
know what?
but it's not really about Omni Man though, right? It's about his son, and
Yeah, but
I
Omni
think,
Man's now the villain now.
well, but that's the thing I kind of like about Invincible, is that it has all of the tropes of all of the other superheroes around him,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not about them, it's about him.
Yeah.
But he's more of a flying Spider-Man than anything else. I
Wait,
would say.
Invincible or Omni Man?
Invincible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He's a wisecracking teenager who's just like, oh, I can do stuff. This is cool.
And he's having he's struggling with his his work, his regular life, girlfriend,
His
and his
identity.
superhero abilities. Yeah.
You know, going on. Well, at least Invincible has parents.
Definitely text me after you watch the last Invincible episode.
Yeah. I am.
You should, once we end this, you should watch it.
Okay.
My friend Dylan and Toby texted me like 3. They're like, "Oh my god, this episode's amazing!" So I stopped work and I just went to watch it. Well, I just worked a bit later, but
yeah,
I was just like, my mouth was I couldn't believe what was happening.
Well,
It's
honestly, every episode of that series has had that effect on me. So I love it. It's been renewed for 2 more seasons, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like every episode of that show, at some point in time, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's been great.
Is going on? This is amazing.
Yeah. I'd even say it does like The Boys does that for me a little bit. Not every episode, but I think this does it like in cartoon form. It's easier to do to show how evil a superhero can be and the damage they can wreak on a person.
Yeah,
you see in The Boys a little bit, but because it's live action and I guess budget constraints, they can't do it. I think as well as a cartoon. All right, maybe back to Golden Child.
Yes, back to Golden Child. Sorry. Okay, we keep getting distracted. I think we keep getting distracted because of, after all of the yelling about Godzilla, we're just like, we need to cleanse a little bit. I'm just tired now. I'm just so tired. But that's the thing about this movie. It's just like, it's, despite it having like some dark parts to it, it's a little bit lighter. It's a bit more fun. It's crazy in a good way, not in a bad way. So you kind of don't mind watching it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's a typical, like, it's a very typical like 80s.
Yeah, a lot of 80s tropes in it.
Yeah, from the music to the attitude to, he's got a very weird outfit. Like, I don't understand. It's like a shirt over, like, under a sweater, under a leather jacket with a popped collar. Like,
aren't they in LA? That would be hot as hell.
They're in LA. Yeah. That's.
I mean, LA does get cold, but not like Canada cold. We need 3 or 4 layers.
Yeah, but you have to admit, people who are used to warm weather, they're like, oh, it's 20 degrees. I need 3 sweaters right now. It's freezing. Yeah. They do get that way. I will admit.
It's like when I've been in San Francisco. That's one of my favorite U.S. cities, and I'll be walking around without a coat, and then I look at the locals, and they all have coats on because they think 10 degrees, whatever it is in U.S. Fahrenheit, is they think that's cold. 10, 15, this is great. This is not a coat weather.
I mean,
for me, I got some extra padding.
15, you need like a hoodie.
15, I can. Well, for me, I can do t-shirt.
Oh, you're one of those people?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it hit like 4 degrees, I was like at the grocery store, and some dude walks in shorts, a tank top, and flip-flops. I was like, no, it's not time for that yet.
Our condo is currently at 17 degrees. Like Alicia likes it cold. It's
God.
We start having people over again. We're gonna have to get used to we got to put it to 20 for like 3 hours. 4 hours stop.
No, if you put it at 17, if you have more than like 3 people there, it's gonna warm back up. You'll be fine.
That's true.
So there is a question I do have.
Go on.
Which is kind of earlier in the movie. I know we technically gone past this, but we're gonna go back a little bit. So there's a part where what's I don't know what Eddie Murphy's character's name is. Anyway,
Chandler Jarrell.
what kind of fucking name is that? Is he on Friends? Like, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Chandler's a very white person. That's a rich white person's name. Only Chandler's own yachts and don't let black people into the yacht clubs. Like, like, why is Eddie Murphy's name Chandler?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh my god. That is like the worst name. Okay, maybe
Chad.
maybe that's why I can't remember, because it's just so doesn't make sense that I'm like, that can't be real.
Yeah, I just have IMDb on the monitor in front of me, and it's just there. I'm like, his name was Chandler, really? Anyways.
Okay. Anyways, but it's the part where he's first going to like the biker house, and so he's looking. So he parks far away. And he hops a fence.
Wait, he makes a Keenang stay in the car.
Yes.
Don't you dare leave this car.
Yes. And he hops the fence, but it's like a family's backyard and they're barbecuing.
Oh my, the gun. The gun of the picnic.
Yes. Yeah. So he's like, I'm not here to hurt anyone, but he pulls out the gun, which is hidden in his jacket. But he's like, I'm not here to pull anybody, as he pulls out the gun. And I'm just like,
he half-ass points it at the family, but then he's playing with it. But you just jumped into a neighbor's backyard. Sorry, someone's backyard. You don't know, with a gun, and then they make it a joke where he just wants a hot dog.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. Like, there was no reason for him to pull out the gun.
Yeah,
the gun was tucked away in his jacket.
Yeah,
it wasn't seen. It was away. But he pulls it out and he's like, I'm not going to hurt anybody. And then makes a joke. Like, he could have just not pulled out the gun and just been like, he
had no reason to.
The barbecue smells good. I'm here for dinner. Ooh.
It's a really awkward. I can't believe I didn't bring this up earlier. It's such an awkward, weird scene.
It is.
It did not need to be there. It makes him look like a dick.
It also makes it look like he's there to murder that family.
Yeah. And that family being so passive is just really weird.
I mean, to be honest, the mom is sitting there with the kids holding on for dear life to the
dad
children.
is just like, this isn't visual, but he's like, oh, don't hurt us. Like, he doesn't say anything, but his hands are up.
But it's a guy who randomly came in your backyard with a gun. So I would kind of step back.
This is a hero of the movie.
This is the hero of the movie. So I was just, my question literally says, why does he pull out his gun?
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a very strange movie, Tracy.
It's a very strange movie. Also, he sleeps in his clothes all the time, which was frustrating to me as well.
Yep.
Every scene, he comes home, like even his apartment in LA.
Yeah.
There's 3 scenes in his apartment. He is in his clothes and he goes to sleep. And
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the way he sleeps, he arches his back. I don't know what the angle would be, but his back is always up in a weird angle. Like in his apartment, he's sleeping on his couch, but his head, the way he's angled his back, his head is not touching anything.
Yeah, which is uncomfortable.
And then when he sleeps in the Tibetan hotel, he puts a pillow up. So the bed has a stand behind it. We can put books and stuff. He angles his head so his head is touching that. Do you remember that?
No sense.
It makes no sense.
Like at that point in time, did he not know what? Like, did Eddie Murphy not know what sleeping was?
He doesn't know how to sleep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's also the part on the plane where my note is, I'm so glad I was never on a plane that allowed smoking.
Oh, yes. So gross.
It's so gross.
Now, I was wondering, is this racist? Like, this is 1986, and they probably flew to China, and then from China. Now, could this be possible, or is this being racist? I wasn't sure.
No. Smoking on planes used to be a thing.
For sure. Yes.
But the representation of, like, there's chickens on the plane, and the stewardess is smoking as well.
Yeah.
I kind of had an issue with that because I also have a note. Also, why is it that if people are going anywhere besides classical Europe, which is like England and Spain and France, countries on a plane, it is full of foolishness.
Yeah. So I was like, this is probably being very racist.
Yes. That part seemed very racist. Even going through like the customs when they're coming back, and he like stops the art thief. Ooh.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, and
Also a very weird situation.
Yeah.
But
they all believed he was an FBI agent.
Apparently, yes, they are officials in a different country, but that doesn't mean they're backwards. It doesn't mean they're going to be like, I need to see your documentation before I let you take a weapon on a plane. Thank you. Like, what?
That was another scene where it reminded me of Actual Foley in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
Yeah, like him trying to he's surrounded by not bad guys, and he's talking his way out of a situation.
Yeah, I find Eddie Murphy tends to do that a lot in his movies, whether he's a cop or not. It's just something he likes to do, apparently.
And I like that scene, and I like when he does it. It's fun to me. This was not the best done I've seen. Like, he's done it way better in other movies.
Oh yes,
way better. But
yeah, but I think this is like one of his earliest things. No,
is it really? I
think so.
Well, I remember when the opening credits started, it said Eddie Murphy Productions. So he was already in, like, making movies and getting money off the back end and stuff, which is good for him.
Yeah, like he would have already done SNL and stuff. Yes. Yeah. For sure. And then what would he have done before that? Oh no, his first one was 48 Hours.
Oh, of course.
Oh, that was 82.
They were all on Amazon Prime. I think because they're coming to America too. They added so many of his movies.
Oh, to Amazon? To
Amazon. I don't know. Maybe they bought something like bought his production company or have a deal with it. But all his I watched this on Amazon Prime, Golden Child. It's crazy how many Eddie Murphy movies are now on my list
to watch.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it could have been there before and you just didn't know it. But now that you've watched 2 of his movies, it's like pulling them forward.
No, I always check the recently added section once a week. I always I don't want to miss it because Amazon's really bad about telling me what I like.
Oh, okay. Oh, just to note, Beverly Hills Cop did come out before this movie. Okay. So
this is the height of he's at the height of his career.
Yeah.
Sorry, movie career.
Yeah, because Beverly Hills Cop was when he like blew up, right?
I thought SNL was in his stand-up specials.
I think he would have done SNL before this. No?
Oh yeah, definitely before this. Because back in the day, you didn't do movies and then go back to SNL. Not that anyone really does now, but
yeah, but they host. He's hosted SNL a couple of times.
He hasn't hosted in a long time. He came back for the 50-year reunion, whatever it was.
Yeah. So his last thing was 1984. Was when he left SNL.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is 2 years later.
Yeah. So while on SNL, he did 48 Hours, Trading Places, Best Defense. I have no idea what that is.
Me either.
And that same year he left, he did Beverly Hills Cop. So yeah, this was 2 years later, which is weird because Beverly Hills Cop is a much better movie than this movie. Like story wise, like continuity wise within like the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's very choppy.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I remember Beverly Hills Cop 3 the most because that's the one I've seen the most. Yeah. Because like for you, Golden Child on TV, that was on TV a lot when I was growing up. Well, and I think I've seen 1 and 2, but I don't remember them as well. So I want to rewatch them.
I think Beverly Hills Cop 3 is... Oh, no, it is R-rated. For some reason, I thought it was a lower rating than the others.
Is it 4?
That may have been why.
Oh, you might be thinking Lethal Weapon 4, where Chris Rock came on, and that one was PG-13.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
I'm just trying to think of action buddy cop movies.
No, it's like, I mean, it's totally possible because like all of those movies came out around the same time, like the Beverly Hills Cop and the Lethal Weapons and all those. I say all those. I said two things. Like, what's?
Well, no, but it was a genre. The 80s buddy cop genre or cop genre action movies, Tango and Cash. Oh wait, there's more, and I can't think of them. But yeah, it's definitely a genre.
Oh no, it's definitely a genre,
or a subgenre of action.
But like I think of the 80s and I think of like buddy cop movies. But then when I think of buddy cop movies, I only think of two series.
But there's probably so many crappy ones we can't think of off the top of our head.
Yeah, no. Like I mean, does Turner and Hooch count as a buddy cop movie? I know it's a dog and a person, but does it count?
Yeah, let's change up the formula and add a dog. I recently watched a movie called it's for How Did This Get Made? It's a bad movie podcast. I watched this movie. It's called Norm the Normie or something. I'm not saying it properly, but it's a cop teams up with a gnome. Oh, sorry. It's called A Gnome Named Norm.
A gnome named Norm. Okay.
Yes, and so it's a cop teams up with a gnome who digs itself out of the center of the earth, and they're trying to find a diamond that was stolen.
I'm just going to tell you this right now.
I'm not making this up.
I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a movie out there where Whoopi Goldberg is a cop and she is with a T-Rex.
Theodore Rex. I've seen that movie. Oh, have I seen that movie? See, there's so many buddy cop movies.
There's so many buddy cop movies. There's so many out there. Well, technically, Jumping Jack Flash is a buddy cop movie because the guy is an agent on her computer and they talk textually. And
I think I've seen Jumping Jack Flash.
Am I thinking of the right movie? I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the right movie. Because she works in like a bank or something.
Okay.
And somebody, why is this not coming up? No, I'm thinking of the, now I gotta Google Whoopi.
But have you seen Theodore Rex?
Yes, I have seen Theodore Rex. I've only seen it once, and it was around the time it came out. It's been a long time. Yes.
Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago, and it's so funny. She was contractually obligated to do it. She did not want to be there. You can tell. Her dinosaur partner looks awful.
It's jumping with an apostrophe, so it didn't come out. Okay. Yeah, so she is okay. So it is Jumping Jack Flash. She's a computer whiz, and she works at a terminal in a bank, and then she gets a strange message.
Okay.
And it turns out that he's like some sort of agent, and she's gonna help him. And so she does help him, and at the end they meet each other, and there's just like, "You saved me." It's all very cheesy.
Yeah, I don't know this.
So that is that considered buddy cop?
I don't think so. Are either one of them a cop?
No, he's some sort of like FBI agent or something.
Oh, okay.
And because like he's like undercover or whatever. I don't know. But that came out in 1986, the same year as this.
Segue.
Apparently 1986 was a poppin' year for some interesting things.
For some strange movies.
Yeah. Do I have any more notes about this movie? I like the dancing Pepsi can. That was all like practical.
Oh, yeah, and I was like, is this the first? Is this the first instance of product placement?
I doubt
it, but
yeah, but that's some proper product placement. I'll tell you that. But I did like the dancing can and the putting on the Ritz music.
Like I said earlier, I took a gummy and I was like, "What is going on?" I watched this and I watched that scene.
The kid is magical. He can do whatever he wants.
So this is how he charms the monster guard, who becomes his friend.
Well, it was all about trying to get him like closer or something.
Yep.
So
we can touch him.
So later when that works, he ends up getting saved by the guy. Yep. So that's good. Let's see. Do you have any more notes?
No, I think I've said all I can say about the Golden Child. I did enjoy the movie, and I thank you for yet again showing me a movie that I now love.
I'm glad you liked it because I hated the first one and I was just like, oh no, what did I get Sean into? And then I watched the second one. I'm like, it's weird, but it's enjoyable. He's gonna be fine.
I'll be here whenever you have a shitty movie or you think it's a shitty movie. I'll jump on that grenade for you.
Okay.
As you know, I love bad movies.
I know, that's why I was like, this is a perfect episode for Sean. Sean has to do this one.
Yes, it was.
It's gonna be fine. Because everybody else I know would murder me. You're like, what is wrong with you? Why did you make me watch this? And you'll be like, yes, this is great. Yeah. Okay. Wait, are we gonna talk about the demon flying around at the end?
If you want. It was bad 80s effects.
Oh, so bad.
It looks so weird. Like, I don't know.
I don't understand why the thing's head was so big. Like, its body and wings were relatively small compared to its head. Mm-hmm. Like, it just didn't.
It was a weird choice for the animators or special effects artists or whatever you call them in 1986.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they would be. So it looked like a practical thing. So puppeteers, I guess. Yeah. And then like they green screen the crap out and put it in the scene. I don't know. But yeah, that thing was odd, and the design didn't seem to fit into the rest of the movie. So
no, I was glad when it was killed and out of the way. Just like
yeah. And his girlfriend was brought back to life. Yay!
Hey.
Save the day.
Wait, not Sungi. Keenang.
Keenang. There you go.
Yeah.
And the kid was all cute at the end. He put on a baseball cap, and they literally walked into the sunset. So
and now they're a family. Isn't that the final scene of the movie? They're at a park.
Yeah. Well, no, like they were saying that he's there. His flight is in a week, so he's got a week.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently those two are getting married because he asked the father. I don't think he knew that was the father, but asked advice about getting married, and he told her that getting married is fine because you love him.
Oh, yeah, that happened earlier. I like the father. He was funny.
Yeah. He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Like I said, him as Egg Chen in Big Trouble, great. I love him. Anytime I see him, I'm like, you're cool.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him from Big Trouble.
He's the dude.
I know. I don't know why it didn't click.
Oh my god, that clicked so quickly. I was
James Hong. It like immediately. I'm like, oh, that's the actor from this movie and this movie.
Yeah.
But
I was introduced to him as the Ancient in Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Ooh,
and
I watched that. I don't remember him as that.
He was the Ancient, yes. And even back then, he was Ancient, and that was like 35 years ago. So yeah. I don't know. I want him to keep living forever.
I want his credits to get over 600 on IMDb. Yes. 1,000 is pushing it, but 600 he can do.
I think he could do 600.
150 more to go.
It's just voice work. He can do it.
Yeah.
I think he can make it. That'd be amazing. Yeah, that's all of my notes.
So we're ending on James Hong being awesome.
I'm fine with that. James Hong is awesome. What we can't go wrong with that.
We do doth our cap to you, good sir.
Doth. My cap is doth. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
He's a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes.
We have not been drinking, and this has not been a 5-hour podcast.
Oh no, this is fully sober, and I cut nothing from this.
What's editing?
What?
What? Sorry. I apologize.
Okay, so final thoughts on Godzilla and the Golden Child.
Okay, I want to thank you for watching, not making, but having me watch both of these movies for the podcast. I never seen Golden Child, and I really enjoyed it, and now I can talk about it. I'm glad you got to make me rewatch Godzilla, because it was great the first 40 minutes or so. I was actually really happy. I was really into it. But the last hour and 50 minutes of it, whatever it is.
Much.
But you've refreshed my memory, and now I can, whenever I talk about this movie, I have new ammo and like, new things to talk about how shitty this movie is.
Yes. My notes to people: don't watch Godzilla from 1998 again. It's a waste of your
No,
time.
don't. Yeah.
You will get joy out of watching The Golden Child, however, even though
Yes.
it's a little spastic and it's a little
100% agree.
crazy. You'll get some joy out of it. Go right ahead. Yes, I agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
As a newbie, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Great. I'm glad it's not like just nostalgia that may be like, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
weird, but it's fine. It's not just nostalgia.
It's so nice when you watch a movie that you love from like your childhood and it's like, this is still pretty good.
Yes.
I wasn't just being a dumb kid and like this.
Yeah. No, every once in a while I watch like a older movie and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna say something racist or they're gonna say something inappropriate or like it's gonna be like the worst thing I ever watched. And it's always the greatest when I watch it. I'm like, oh, it's not horrible.
For me, it was Sword in the Stone, the Disney movie. I watched that recently. Like, maybe not recently. Sorry. When I talk about COVID, I think recently, but it could have been like July last year. Everything's turned out of whack.
That counts.
But it was on Disney Plus. I'm like, oh, I love this movie as a kid. And some parts of it held up. But then there was a horny squirrel trying to screw the main character who's been turned into a squirrel. And they gave the squirrel lady boobs. I'm like, I watched this as a kid. What the hell?
Makes me uncomfortable. All of that makes me uncomfortable.
It was so strange. Anyways, that's one where it did not hold up again as an adult. I had adult eyes watching this, and like I would watch this when I was 7 and 8. Why? Every single day. Like I watched it probably every day. Anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable things out there, but we're functioning adults. Question mark? Yeah. Let's leave it at that then. Yeah. Also, James Hong is awesome. We're gonna end on that. James Hong's awesome. Yep. Done. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming on to do this episode.
This was a hoot. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you on. Yay! But next time I'll pick more bad movies for you to come on. Good movies for you.
I know. That's what I'm here for. Well, wait, sorry. You had me for The Abyss. That movie's awesome.
That is a good movie, actually. Even the director's cut that had some weird stuff in it.
Didn't like the director's cut. But without you, I wouldn't have seen it. So thank you. That was my first time seeing the director's cut.
This is what I'm here for. Opening your eyes to different things and experiences. It's all very exciting. Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we'll be talking about the films Grosse Pointe Blank and Hackers. Hope you'll be here to listen.